Hello, friends. This episode of the podcast is sponsored by Hanky Law. Hanky Law likes solving your problems when they happen, but loves anticipating them so they don't. They provide real people with real solutions to help get your life moving forward. Hanky Law provides criminal defense, family law, personal injury, and civil law. Listen, the legal system can be intimidating and scary. If you find yourself in the legal system, it's important to have lawyers who can explain the process, navigate the legal system, and protect your rights. Hanky Law's experienced attorneys use their knowledge to skillfully defend their clients. Maybe your family is needing representation during a stressful or emotional event. Hanky Law can help. Hanky Law is comprised of Blake and Kelsey Hanky with a family of their own, so you can trust they understand the value of keeping the best interests of you, your finances, your future, and the long-term interests of your children in mind. If you are needing legal help in North Dakota or Minnesota, go to hankyjustice.com or call 701-746-4529. Hanky Law, counselors and attorneys at law. We're not doing intro. I just threw something on the ground and fucking ruined it. Oh, what's going on, dude?
Dude, how are you?
Kind of hit me a little. so it's not the. This is one of the best ways I've ever started a show. I think
It's how it is.
Dude, how's Arizona?
I love Arizona.
Since last time you've been on, it's been
a year almost.
Almost a year.
8 months, yeah. 8 months to a year. Something
I'm so
like that.
sorry, you guys. I couldn't. I knocked that over. Dude,
it's been a while.
It's been crazy. It's been a crazy year.
I've moved 2 states since we've last met.
2?
Yeah.
Where were you before Arizona?
I went down to Georgia for a few months.
When the hell were you in Georgia?
4 months.
I didn't even know.
I was in Georgia from October. No, I was in Georgia from like June to November.
Of 19?
Yep. Doing some flight stuff.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, man.
And then you must have just got done there when you came up to see me then.
Yep. Yeah, I was in the process, like I was a couple weeks before
You want to pull that closer to you, the mic?
Yeah. I was officially moving back to Minnesota a couple weeks after that. So when I came up to you, the reason I had to catch that flight and dip real quick was because I had to get back to Georgia, finish up this thing that I was doing down there for work, and then come back up here.
So I don't have to be embarrassed now since it's been a full year, but last time he showed up, I literally overslept him. He was, first of all, found my roommate's AirPods in the snow.
I came in clutch that day.
And then called me like 3 times, snoozed through all of it, snoozed through a job interview, snoozed through a doctor's appointment. That was a tough morning. I don't even know why I was so fucking tired
My
either.
man was exhausted that day.
I was tired. I don't know.
It's hilarious.
Holy shit. Dude.
Good times.
We got to talk about the election.
We have to.
We have to, unfortunately. Who is going to take this crown? Because it's a crown now. We have a kingdom.
Dude, honestly,
this
this
is no
election,
longer a democracy. It's a dictatorship.
Before COVID, just with the way the economy was alone, I thought Trump had it. That was pre-COVID. And now that everything is like kind of going on and things are so polarized,
yeah,
it's a toss-up because it depends on who you watch on TV. Like,
if
you're watching any of the liberal media, Joe Biden just shoe in.
If
you're watching.
Do you think those polls mean shit?
Honestly, no.
Last year at this time, the poll said that 89% was going to be Hillary Clinton right now.
And they're doing the same thing for Biden right now.
I think it's 88, 89% again. So it's like,
And I think like even in like swing states right now, the polls are tightening where they're showing Trump is closer than Hillary was showing over Trump before. So like, it's a toss up right now.
I am kind of worried.
I think it's gonna fall honestly this year on the young vote. Because I feel like a lot of them are going to be polarized. Mm-hmm. I've seen kind of equal amounts of people polarized between Biden and Trump.
I have too.
But another thing that I've seen a lot of young people switching to is third party, which is exciting.
It's very exciting. Your boy switched third party.
And this is the reason why I don't like trust these polls. Because, you know, like I was talking to you before the cast started, but like anytime I get a text from Biden's camp or anytime I get a text from Trump's camp, I tell them the opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
It's a fun game.
So it's like fuck you. And then meanwhile, I voted last week for Joe Jorgensen.
Yeah. Yeah, literally, I did too. I took a picture of it,
right?
And I took a picture of me voting for it, and then I tweeted it, and everyone was like, "Dude, you wasted your vote, bro. You wasted your vote, bro. You wasted it. You threw it in the garbage can. It's gone." It's like I wasted my vote. Okay,
I wasted my vote every election then.
Dude, I wasted my vote since fucking Obama then. Like legitimately, I voted for him first term, and then after that, it's been legit third party ever since.
I just think about it. I'm like, what is it going to take? How bad is this country going to have to fall before people start realizing that voting for one of the two major parties right now, after you had people like Joe Biden in power for 50 years doing nothing for us as people, getting rich?
Yeah, he's been in our Congress for like
47 years.
What is that? That's like a sixth of our country's time being around.
Martin Luther King was alive. Like,
MLK was still around. MLK was broke shitless too. Like, did you know that?
No, you know what? 47 years. Nah, he wasn't alive.
Did you know that MLK died penniless?
That wouldn't surprise me.
He had no money. He donated every fucking dollar.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I
at
had
all.
no idea.
Before the government assassinated him.
Well, it was the Bush. There was the guy.
The CIA.
He was in the bush, and he crept through. No, he was in the bathroom window.
Dude, I've started this year too, getting a lot more into like.
What, do I just live in a jungle?
They're all over. Getting into like
they're
more
usually
of,
better than this. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Getting more into like Black history. Like I read about Fred Hampton a lot, and it's just egregious how much of our country's history is so blatantly like shielded from our students these days.
I don't even know if shielded is the right word. I would say hidden.
Like purposely concealed.
I would say hidden. Yeah.
Right. And like, just like reading about Fred Hampton, if you don't know about him, basically the Chicago PD and the FBI conspired and actually like murdered this dude because he was a Black Panther.
Okay. No, I do know about that.
Yeah. And so
unfortunately,
it's like those kind of things
unfortunately,
that have my
the only reason I know about that is because of a viral Facebook post.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's terrible.
And that's the thing. It's like, then you read about like how the federal government settled, you know, on Martin Luther King's death.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's no way they're doing that unless they thought that they wouldn't win a case.
Right. They're settling.
The government.
They settled the same way that O.J. Simpson lost in civil court. Like, bro, come on, you fucking did it. We all know.
We all know. You just got lucky.
Here.
Like,
wrote a goddamn book, the how-to guide to kill your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah,
and it's fucking
like crazy, man.
it's what I'm watching.
Ridiculous.
The government is O.J. Simpson.
Literally.
the government is O.J.
And we're all whatever his girlfriend's name is.
Do you follow him on Twitter?
OJ?
Yeah,
nah,
he blocked me, so I can't anymore. But like, yeah, dude, the last straw thing, because I keep tweeting at him like I can't stop. No, he's out, and he got a Twitter account, and
That's
I just
hilarious.
can't stop tweeting at the motherfucker. Can't, dude. Every time he tweets something, hello Twitter world, it's me, O.J. Simpson.
Is that how he tweets?
That's what he makes videos, and he'll like that's what he puts up is just video. He doesn't tweet anything. He just makes videos of himself and posts videos.
That's cringy.
And so like you go over and you tab over to like the deleted comments part because Twitter shows you what the owner deleted, which is the best type of drama there is. I mean, that is the best drama. That is so close.
That's like the old school Snapchat.
That's what I was just going to say when you know who's fucking who on Snapchat. Immediately.
That's hilarious.
Oh, you aren't hanging out with Stella. Okay. Uh-huh. Sure. Exactly, dude. It's the fucking
funny.
red receipt. The original red receipt.
That's hilarious.
Oh, my God. What was I talking about now?
Dude, we went off.
I don't know.
On tangent. That's what it's going to be.
What were we talking about? Do you remember?
Black history and the
A
election.
little bit, yeah.
Black
Elections.
history.
And just our distrust for the government.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like a lot of my governmental distrust has only been heightened through everything going on right now.
Oh, we were talking about MLK being assassinated and
Yeah.
how he's... Yeah. Well, I was going to say, did you read the letter that the FBI sent him? Like, a physical letter? Like,
hey,
you should just kill yourself,
Just
man.
kill yourself.
You should literally just...
What in the fuck is that?
Who sends someone a fucking certified letter, UPS... Hey man, I really want you to kill.
And it really shows me how much like I feel like people don't really realize because like you see people like tearing down statues, this that, you know, nobody's out in front of the fucking J. Edgar Hoover building talking about we need to rename this building.
Dude, straight up, no one's egging the goddamn. Yo, this guy. Anyone check on what he did? Remember this guy?
Let me be clear. Fuck J. Edgar Hoover.
Let me be very clear. I have seen pictures of him in a leotard with other men who did not have any clothing on.
He's on some
and yet
shady
this
shit.
man's out here jailing a shitload of men for being gay. Plus, I would like to point out, if God didn't want gay people on this earth, he would not have made a prostate up a guy's ass. Period. Otherwise, he's the ultimate prankster. Otherwise, he's the ultimate prankster.
The
Otherwise,
ultimate
he's
troll.
The ultimate troll. Ha! Ha ha, put it up your ass, but you can't use it, bitch. What's up? Like,
that is hilarious,
oh
dude.
My God.
Yeah, man. No, it's we live in a really like this is the thing. I
It's a weird time.
I see people all the time. They're like, "Man, I can't wait for 2021. It's gonna be better. Blah blah blah. I'm like, you think 2021 is just
Why?
gonna
Because the
magically
number
fucking
changed?
turn around? 2021 is gonna be far and above worse. You know, it's gonna be above and beyond worse.
I'm sorry.
It's
Thunder. Sit down. Sit. Thunder. Sit. Lay down.
Thunder's like, I don't know, dude. I kind of do what I want.
There we
Yeah,
go.
no, dude. I feel like 2021 is gonna be a clusterfuck in its own. You
Dude,
know?
I don't understand how people every year, new year, new me. I am changing it up. Everything's gonna be different. No, you're gonna quit. You're gonna quit the Pilates after 1 month, and it's a take-home video, and you
Facts.
couldn't even finish it. Like,
People are gonna fucking like figure out like sooner or later that COVID's not just gonna fucking magically go away. Look at the flu. Like any other major like recurring thing
Yeah.
that we have.
yeah, the flu was once this.
Polio was once this.
Everything was once
and
this.
look how long it took them to fucking figure that shit out. So like,
Yeah, they
there's
threw
gotta be-
motherfuckers in an iron lung before they shut down malls.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, like, and now
Yeah.
we're here. You get on a plane, fly around, but hey, shut down that comedy store. Hey,
Right.
who's telling jokes?
this is my thing. It's like, where's this? There's gonna be a reasonable middle ground on the shutdown, and like, I'm not anti-shutdown in a sense of like, if it actually helps, but it doesn't. Like, the economy's fucked now. It was great before. The economy's fucked now. Everybody's like pissed off all the time. Depression's up like sky high. More people I think are dying from suicides than they are COVID right now because of just being stuck at the house.
Oh, 100%.
I think, you know, like, it's ridiculous.
Homicides are up. But it's fine though. All that's cool.
For the greater good.
We really need to we got to get these elderly people. Hey, they only have a 99.7% chance of survival. What in the fuck is wrong with you? Do you want them to die?
All of you people with 99.98% chances need to be respectful of that.
You want to know how
Get the
safe
fuck
it
outta
is?
here with
Andrew
that
Cuomo
shit.
threw them all into a nursing home.
Dude, this is my
That's how
biggest thing.
safe it is.
You know what's really frustrating about now? Like, I'm no Trump fan. You know?
No.
Can't stand the guy. He's a fucking dumbass as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's about
We
spot on.
we should be able to, as a country, elect far better people. Joe Biden is not that.
No.
But, like...
He's tried. This is his third attempt at president run, by
What's
the way.
annoying to me is like every day I see on like news and shit and on TV, whatever you're watching, doesn't matter because everything is so polarized now.
Yep.
Trump does enough on his own to get a bad rep.
Yeah.
Then you have these fucking news organizations and like media organizations making bullshit up that isn't true, and then they get caught
Yep.
later that it isn't true, and that
Yep.
gives Trump credibility.
Yep.
It's like, why are you giving this man any inkling of credibility to where anybody with logic
Because
has to stand up for it?
They're
Like,
in on it, dude.
It's fucking egregious.
They're in on the fucking trick. The trick is to keep these two parties in power. The trick is to keep these two, like, it doesn't matter. It's not like one is more, like, yeah, one's more liberal than the other, but
Yeah, dude.
they know that the minute they have, like, an independent, like, when's the last time you've seen a Bernie Sanders exclusive?
Right.
While he's an independent. You
And Bernie
haven't.
Sanders isn't
It
even an
only
independent.
happens when he's a Democrat
Dude's
running
a
for
fucking
president.
sellout, like...
Every time that he's running, Hillary Clinton is the worst person on the planet, and I blah 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 blah, and then 2 minutes later, he's fucking out here
After the
endorsing the
DNC
bitch.
fucking takes shit from him because all
Straight
the
up.
young people wanted him twice in a row. Get the fuck out of here,
And he's
dude.
still out here. I truly believe that the Democratic Party. It's like,
Just
dude,
enjoy
you
your
could,
3 houses and get the fuck
dude,
out.
he could have been the third party,
Yeah,
and he
man.
would probably have done better than Jorgensen. To be
I
truly
would have
honest
voted
with
for
you.
him over Trump or Biden.
Straight.
And I
Yeah.
don't like a lot of his policies.
No, I don't
But
want to
just-
have to
just
choose
the-
between another old guy either, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
See, that's my thing too with Trump. It's like, at least the dude isn't a career politician.
Yeah.
Like, Trump, after he gets out, because all his fucking extra presidential crimes, like the crimes he's committed outside of the presidency, and that everyone knows about now, it's
Yeah.
like, that dude's gonna leave the country and never come back.
No,
after
he's going to
done.
Israel. He's gone.
Israel, fucking Russia, like, somewhere else.
China's bank account. He's going somewhere.
Nah, that dude hates China.
What I think what did they talk about? I was gonna talk about this later. We'll talk about it now. At the debates, like when they were talking about his fucking China bank account.
Man, I don't even watch the debates.
Okay, let me
'Cause
explain it
it's
to you.
a- it's
So
an
what
annoying
happens?
clusterfuck of fuckery to me.
What you get is you get Joe Biden, who's still bleeding from the injection that they gave him to stay coherent and stand through the entire thing.
With
And
his,
then you've got-
with his alluring his smirks. Just,
Let me just explain something to you real quick. Let me explain this. Like, explain what? Like, you can't even finish a fucking sentence. Like, name the last time he's gone through a complete sentence, start to finish. Good
Not
luck.
coherently.
Good luck. None of those have a period, no commas, nothing. None of it has shit for punctuation.
Oh man, wasn't he trying to say the the like Pledge of Allegiance or some shit, and he's like, you know how it goes.
You know what it is. The thing, the thing. Oh, you mean the Pledge of Allegiance? That thing that they've been saying before every fucking game and since 9/11.
And it's like this election proving to me that it is a whole scam. Our government is a scam.
Total
It's
scam.
a fucking a ploy to keep us like
Dude,
as subjects, not citizens. Like the best you can come up with against Trump is a what 80-something-year-old man with fucking dementia.
81. The domain Clinton Harris 2024 just got registered.
Did it actually?
Yeah. And so did Clinton Harris 2020, just in case he dies early.
Like,
I'm straight up serious. You can go look at the domain
think
registration.
about this, yo. I thought, like, I'm thinking the Democrats are being smart about it because you think the man's going to die a year or two into his fucking thing, or 5 months in, a month in, honestly, because they could. He's going to get 25th Amendment out of it. They're going to be like, this man clearly has dementia. Mm-hmm. Harris is going to be president, and then Pelosi, of all people, is going to be the fucking vice president.
Yeah, and then she's going to get it over into the Senate where she really wants to be. She wants to be a senator so damn bad she can't get elected, so she's like, you know what, I'll just take speaker. I got a hammer over here anyway.
It's
Fuck
ridiculous, dude. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Apparently, there was like some kid that was on his way to go kill Biden and Pelosi. He had like guns in his van. He got pulled over by like a trooper, and they were like, "What are you up to?" And he was like, "Oh, just gonna go kill Vice President Biden."
At least he was honest.
Speaker, like just gonna let you know.
No, but here's my thing.
I've got all these guns back here too.
Here's my thing.
Quick.
People find that shocking. I don't.
No,
you think
it's
about like
fucking not-
how many people are out here just fed up with the nonsense of this. How many laws we have on the books that don't benefit us at all.
Never expire.
That don't expire. I think every law should have a sunset clause.
Yeah, every new Congress needs to go through every single one of them individually, and none of that fucking Resolution 601 has amendments 1 through 75,000 in it. And
any
like,
new
fucking
law,
this long.
Law should be single issue. Any new law that is covering similar issues to other current laws needs to repeal the other laws.
Straight up.
We need term limits. We need anti-lobbying laws where ex-Congress and Senate persons can't
That
go to be
revolving
lobbying.
door
Yeah, can't
just
become
needs
lobbyists.
to shut.
It's like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Dick Cheney. Let's not even joke about this. Dick Cheney, after he shot a guy in the face,
And blamed it on him.
and then that guy, how gangster are you? Hold up. How gangster do you have to be to shoot somebody in the face and then that guy apologizes to you for fucking getting shot? Who you have to be one of the most I'm going to kill you if you don't apologize to me tomorrow type dude.
Well, I mean, he went to Iraq to get into war to benefit his company.
That's what I'm saying. And then he goes to work for Raytheon. Raytheon's like, yo, hold up, you should go blow up a country real quick. And then like zero bid us to fix it. And they was like, all right, yeah, cool. Yo, they've got nukes. They've got nukes in where?
It's egregious, dude.
In the desert, man. They've got them.
They've got them, dude.
Where?
They
Who
built
made
them out of
this?
sand.
Who made this? They have nuclear physicists? I don't know. Fuck you. Yeah.
Yo, it's out of pocket, dude.
This is ridiculous.
But this is what I mean, like the group of dudes that went to go kidnap Governor Whitmer. It's like,
oh, you mean the people that Comedy Central gave a special to in 2005?
hilarious. Man.
All those motherfuckers looked like everyone who got a sitcom in early Comedy
look like the
Central
Stooges,
days,
not
dude.
gonna
They
lie.
just look so dumb.
They look like a modern
Roseanne, are
Stooges.
you fucking serious? It's like, that's not funny. It's just a fucking redneck that you gave a TV show
Dude,
to.
when I
It's
tell you,
Duck
like,
Dynasty.
Americans are gonna have to wake up and like get used to out of pocket shit like that happening more and more.
Yeah,
If they don't vote effectively,
straight up.
because the real wasted votes are voting for people like Biden and Trump who don't give a fuck about, at least in my, like, I can't even say that about Trump, to be honest, because, like, yes, he says a lot of fucking stupid shit,
Yeah.
and it's frustrating how good the economy was under him and all the, like, dumb shit he did to get it there.
Yep.
But it was like, okay, if we need to do these kind of out-of-pocket things to get the economy to benefit American people, okay, credit due where credit's due.
Yeah.
But at the same time, act presidential about it.
At the same time, don't say that you're cool with, me and Kim Jong-un, we're great friends.
Right.
We're great friends.
But you have to look
Listen,
at it like this, too.
hold up,
He's
that's
getting
what-
peace deals.
I want to taking my fucking points.
Fucking annoying.
Every time I try to get to a point, you're always one step. No, I was going to say, Sudan just made a peace deal with Israel. And
Yeah.
he went over there and made it so that South Korea went into North Korea for the first time and vice versa. And
Yeah.
like, since the fuck.
And there
what?
was rumors a few weeks ago. I saw a news article where they're trying to officially end the war, like the conflict that they have.
The Korean Peninsula would just be done with war,
Right.
and they would just be two countries independently.
Right. And
Yeah.
so that's my thing. It's like, it's annoying because
Yeah, if Joe Biden wins,
the
they
good
might
that
actually.
he does gets outshadowed by the idiocy of his presidency, like the idiocy of him.
Yeah.
Which is dumb. It's like, dude, if you just acted normal, if you acted respectful,
Get off Twitter, dude.
and like,
Just
yeah, like
seriously,
just thought about what you said before you said it a little bit.
yeah, because I mean,
No one would have an argument.
especially that. Think about what you're gonna say when you're like, I told him do not speak with Pelosi.
Right.
Next day, my 401k hits an all-time low. Bitch, are you kidding me? Don't do that.
Yeah, dude. And that's the
But
thing.
then
it's
on the
a whole
hindsight,
scam.
Congress has yet to fucking figure out this Heroes Act at all. Has yet to. It got passed in the House in May, and then again in September.
Because they don't care about us.
And now Mitch McConnell's like, well, blah, blah, I got bruised up hands from beating my wife, but I can't pass this
Did you
bill.
see the pictures?
Yeah, I posted the
Dude
pictures.
looks like he's got demonic hands. Have you seen Mitch McConnell's
I'm blocked from
hands?
his ass too, dude.
Look up
I
Mitch
can-
McConnell's
I should
hands.
show you my. I should show you my Twitter account of everyone who's blocked me. I can't talk to Mitch McConnell anymore. I can't talk to Pelosi. I can't talk to Biden's staff team, like Biden's
Fuck.
team. There's so many people I can't tweet at anymore.
I don't know, dude. And then Biden, his stance on
Sucks.
guns is a non-starter for me, regardless.
Don't even give me the Brady Bill times 2. Okay, dude. Okay. Remember last time the Brady Bill went into effect? Remember what happened? The fucking
Nothing.
blew up a building in Oklahoma City.
Well, that
The
and
dude was
it
so
literally
mad.
had zero effect on gun crime. It had zero effect on crime. It actually caused crime in our country to increase.
I was going to
slightly.
say, it actually created more gun crime and militia activities. U.S. militias grew from 15 to 310.
Yep.
I can Google that to make sure those numbers. I saw that in Netflix documentary,
Yep.
though.
And it's like, I don't know, dude. I'm just like, if Biden gets elected and tries to enact any of this shit, I'm hoping that what's her face, Sandy, the new Supreme Court justice gets in because she is Amy Cohen or whatever.
I haven't actually. That is one thing I have not paid attention to.
I haven't paid attention to a lot of her stances on other stuff, but on guns, that woman is like pro 2A like me.
She's like, you should have a rocket launcher in the backyard.
She's
'Cause
like,
I
if
want
the
a rocket
military
launcher.
has it, you can have it. Like, so like, I'm like, yo, please get this woman fucking confirmed, yo. Like, cause
I can have an MP5.
dude, the greatest thing on earth would
I want
be.
an MP5 so bad.
I want Firearm Policy Coalition, FPC. Do you follow them at all?
Yeah, of course I follow them.
They're the best.
Oh, they're
I want
fucking-
them to go, if she gets confirmed, immediately to start going after the NFA.
Oh, immediately. I know what would be great is if they even just went after the NRA and they were like, yeah, fuck the NRA, because all the gun owners would be like, yes!
That's why I'm not a member of the NRA, dude. They
Fuck
supported
the
the fucking
NRA.
Brady bill. They supported the Gun Control Act.
Any bill
It's like,
that goes
get the fuck
against
outta here,
black
dude.
people, the NRA supported it.
Yep.
They weren't against assault bans
Which
until
is
the Black
crazy.
Panthers brought assault bans to the fucking game, and then they were like, "Oh, everyone, stop!"
No. You know who the NRA, how they were founded? Originally, they
Yeah.
were founded giving guns to free blacks
Yep,
from,
after the Civil War.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, you went from that to changing up to supporting gun control,
called
which
being
started in
hijacked.
California, really, to combat
Yep.
black people having guns.
Yep.
Gun control is racist.
Yep. Yep. I've seen dudes bring their fucking AR-15s to Subways. Like, listen, I've got one. Am I bringing it to Subway? Nope. Nope.
I mean, it might be in my car.
Okay, you're not bringing it in the Subway
Not
strapped
inside.
up.
No,
Have you
there's
ever
no need
seen
for
those
that.
dudes who come into a Subway fully strapped ordering a
Yeah.
like, dude, you are the reason
See,
why
like,
people get so mad at gun owners.
I support
you gotta
open carry. I open
Yeah.
carry my handguns every
You
once in a while.
should be able to do it, but
But-
it doesn't mean you need to go into a Subway or a Chuck E. Cheese
Have some
strapped
tact
to
with
hell.
it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Some common sense.
Tuck your shirt in and wear it on your hip.
Yeah.
Just like that's how you do it, man.
I don't leave the house without a gun.
There is never a time a gun is not within reach.
Yeah.
So, like in this room, if someone were to break in, it's real quick.
I got two
It's
in the
real
car.
quick. It's real quick. It's fast, man.
You know,
No.
it's like, it's the thing is, like, I didn't tell you. So, right when COVID kicked off, everybody was panic buying, right? There was no water, no toilet paper,
Right.
yada, yada. I go to fucking Trader Joe's. I get some water, some, like, salads, some food. I'm walking to my car, two dudes in hoodies, covered face, walk up. They're like, we're going to need all that.
Yeah, bet.
Handgun comes out.
Are
they
you
take
sure
off
about that,
running.
motherfucker?
It's like, You never know.
No,
I'm at
you
fucking
don't.
Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
That seems like one of the safest places in
I'm gonna
like
need all
all-time
that.
history.
Oh, you need this? I've actually got something else for you.
The crazy thing to me is like people are
Dick.
desperate or stupid or a combination of both
Both.
enough to risk their lives over a case of water that cost me $3. That I would have walked back in and bought them a case of water had they said, "Hey man,
Yeah, hey man,
we
super
can't
low
afford
on
this
change."
water."
No shit, there was a lady in Target, her card got declined in front of me. Do you think I'm not going to pay for that if she's
It's
in
like,
front
come
of me?
on, dude. Like,
You're
if I
gonna.
can afford it, I'm gonna
Right,
help you out.
right,
Like, that's just who I am.
exactly.
But if you try and commit crimes against me, where you're two
Try to steal my
huge
shit?
dudes, then you're threatening my physical,
Dude.
being, my life.
I got people I got to get home to.
Right.
Not worrying about you trying to rob me. Fuck
Yeah,
off,
dude.
man.
I'm like, yo,
Fuck
like,
off, man.
you guys want to lose your life over a case of fucking water? Be my guest.
can
But
play
like,
this game.
I would not like to shoot you if I didn't have to.
Please leave.
Yeah.
Now's a good time
And
to
that's
leave.
the thing. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't do research on like gun statistics, gun violence, because the CDC. I just looked yesterday to see if it was still like a current statistic that they have, studied. They're saying at the low end, guns are used 60,000 times a year to prevent crime.
For protection
And
and
up to
prevention.
2.5 million times a year, which makes sense when you think about the number of gun owners and the number of guns in this country that are lawful gun owners.
Yep.
And then you hear the number, 30,000 people are killed with guns every year, and it's like 20,000 of them are suicides.
Let me close this window. These
no
goddamn
worries, no
dogs, dude. Jeez.
No worries. So, like, on the bare minimum,
Neighbors come home.
3 to
with
4
dogs.
times as many good uses of guns to prevent crime, where people aren't even shot, like my instance,
Right.
where I just pulled the thing out and they
Yeah.
took off running. Mm-hmm. That is a positive use of firearms,
Right.
And like, was I within my rights to shoot them 2-on-1? They were probably 6'4" and 300 pounds each. Like,
Yes,
yeah,
but
I
it
probably was.
Didn't need to get that far.
But I
though.
don't want to shoot
Just
someone,
the-
and most
just-
gun owners don't.
No.
Like,
Most
you
gun
know?
owners just want to get their water without being robbed.
Exactly. It's a actual true last resort, And
It
so
really is.
it's ridiculous the idea of banning assault rifles when they're not. First of all, I shouldn't even say that. Not assault rifles. Modern sporting rifles that have been branded as such, when they're used for less than 400 deaths a year total. It's like
Yeah.
your argument has literally no validity
None.
unless you're being honest and not disingenuous, which the whole gun control argument today is.
It can only work with disingenuous information.
Because the true argument, the only factual argument for gun control against assault weapons, whatever, yada yada, is emotional. It's, they're scary, I don't understand them.
Exactly.
I don't personally like them, so you shouldn't have them.
Exactly.
And that's the only valid argument for gun control. There's no statistical, factual background to support it in our country. There isn't.
The background so far has been clearly intended in race every fucking time.
And that's the other thing. It's like, I'll tell people, gun control was racist, is currently racist, and will continue to be racist. And people are like, how? And I'm like,
That doesn't make
gun
any
control
sense.
disproportionately affects minority communities and disproportionately affects poverty-stricken communities, which are often minority communities. We can't catch a break.
I cannot believe it. The garbage truck's here. This is unbelievable.
all the outside noise coming in today. But yeah, like there's no valid point to be made for it, and that's what frustrates me most about it. Is it's like guns are overwhelmingly used for good in this country, for fun, for sport,
Yeah.
for defense of life.
Which is why when something happens with a gun, you hear about it because it doesn't
Yeah.
happen that fucking
And
often.
my biggest thing is, like, genuinely, the only thing I can think politicians are pushing this enough for is because they know they can convince enough people that they're bad,
Yeah,
because that's what they do. They lie and lie and lie.
have been.
And you look at the laws that are on the books right now, there's a ton of them, by the way, about guns, and it's like, none of them make sense. The people who write them clearly don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
No, and the people who write them aren't even elected.
You know what I found out?
What?
So, in the ATF, they have been kind of, trying to keep it hush.
Before we
And
get there, fuck the
And they've been
ATF.
settling outside of court, so there's no legal precedent set.
For the
AR-15s aren't firearms. If you look at because think about this. ATF is an enforcement branch,
Yeah.
right? Congress writes the law, and they give the power to ATF to enforce that law.
Yeah.
Congress set the legal definition of what a firearm is.
Yeah.
And an AR-15, which is what the low receiver,
Yeah.
which is what the ATF considers to be a firearm, does not meet the congressional definition of a firearm. And so what you see is, like, in California, this is how I know.
Oh my God!
In California,
Yes.
this dude was illegally teaching criminals, felons. Like, the dude was in the wrong, 100%. He was definitely outside of his means with the current laws. Whether I agree with those current laws is irrelevant at this point. He was breaking the law, right?
I understand what you're saying.
And he was manufacturing machine guns out of AR-15s, teaching people and making people AR-15s illegally, where he wasn't registered. He didn't have an FFL, basically.
Yep.
So they arrested him, they charged him, yada yada. He got a great lawyer who argued this fact, and they had him settle out of court or pled guilty for some much lesser non-gun related crime.
Yep.
And that was that, right? And so I saw another case where same thing. This dude he got charged with some gun crime involving an AR-15. His lawyer made the argument, this isn't even a firearm. How are you going to charge me with it? And they settled out of court, where they were like, don't do any more crimes, and we won't charge you with something else. Like, you can just hush, freedom. Because they didn't want to set any precedent. So it's like...
It's fucking dope.
Tight.
It's fucking dope.
So if you're bold out there and have an AR-15, do what the fuck you want. I'm not a legal advisor.
That is a spoon as far as anyone's aware. It's a goddamn spoon.
Take your risk if you want.
Now, before we go any further, I have to show you this video.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm trying to put it on the TV and it didn't go.
Where's the TV? Oh,
Right
behind us.
behind you. If it doesn't work, we'll have to watch it on this monitor here.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, it's not going. Okay, come over to the monitor quick.
Let's see.
This is some of the funniest shit on the planet. Yes, this is just a guy going to get his car fixed. Yeah, this is in Taiwan. What's that? No, this is just funny. So we're just lining it up. We don't want to fall in the pit there. Ready to go.
It's so savage, but so funny. That also made me think about how every time I had like a Jiffy Lube or anything like that, they always stand here.
Dude, it's the driver. The driver doesn't give a fuck. What'd you do? Alright, hold on. Oh man, I'm gonna get out of here first. Yeah, I gotta call my insurance company now. Where's Buffo? Buffo? This guy's still on the ground, by the way. We haven't seen him get up. Yeah, there's yelling still. Yeah, he's down there. Yeah, oh. No, that's another cohort who just ran in. Yeah, so, just so everyone knows, that guy ended up going on, like, the Taiwanese Oprah, like, whatever the Taiwanese talk show is, and talked about it for a while. It's fine, he's walking around and shit again.
Oh, that's good.
But, yeah, otherwise I wouldn't be laughing this hard. Yeah.
That's crazy. I saw that as soon as I saw the video, I was like, that guy's gonna get
He's getting
hit.
pinned.
I fucking know it. He's gonna get fucking wrecked.
He gets pinned, and then the guy fucking like hits the engine 2 more times.
It's
Like,
probably because he was in a stick shift and he was trying to shift out of gears and was like, shit, like.
yeah, he probably did just pop the clutch. Is
Yeah,
all that
dude,
happened.
he's like,
I'm sure.
Out
The
of
first
pocket.
time I saw that, I was laughing so hard, and I was like, "Am I psychotic? Like, am I psycho? Like, something's wrong with me if I think that's funny right out of pocket."
Nah, dude, it is funny.
Unfortunately,
It's sad, but it's funny.
really
But at least
funny.
the dude's okay. Oh man,
Sorry about that.
dude, how's ammo prices been down here? Have you been able to find like
Ammo?
common ammo here?
It's always overpriced here, dude.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, it's taxed a little more too here.
Yeah.
Like,
Can't find it in Arizona.
Because
So.
there's guns everywhere here,
Yeah.
and I don't think because there's weird laws here about like taxing guns and stuff. So like they went around it and taxed bullets instead.
That's annoying.
Well, you bring it up to,
Shout out to the government.
appellate court, it'll fail there, like it already did in New York.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, New York tried to ban AR-15 rounds, which
you know
is
what's going
like
on in California
223,
right now, right?
22. What's that?
You know what's going on in California right
Yeah,
now,
the
right?
Ninth Circuit. Yeah, exactly.
Benitez, he's
Yep.
about to shut that shit down,
Yep.
I hope.
Yep.
I really hope.
It's gonna happen.
And then,
It
what
won't.
we know is then it's going to go to the Supreme Court.
Well, right.
And if Amy Coney Barrett's in there, I hope they'll think
Well,
that they
even
have
at
to...
the Supreme Court, even if she wasn't in it, I still don't think it would fly.
They've turned down the last 2 gun cases, is my point. They didn't take them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Bastards.
because they didn't think that, whatever his name, Buckin Roberts, who's a moderate, they think he would flop. And he would go the other way. So they were waiting for
I get
them
you.
to get a Scalia replacement who is... Or, I'm sorry,
Not Scalia, yeah.
no,
RGB.
Ginsburg. They were hoping that they would
RBG,
get
not
a...
RGB. She's a fucking lighting system.
They were hoping they would get one that was pro-gun.
Yep.
So Amy Coney Barrett is. So I'm hoping that if she gets confirmed, that they'll start taking these cases and just knocking this bullshit off. Like,
Dude, gun control is starting to really piss me off.
I'm
Like, it's
just
starting to
I've
really
made a
piss
vow
me off.
publicly. I don't care. I'm not following any of it anymore.
Fuck gun control laws.
Nothing.
Dude,
I'm not.
like, well, if you made, like, everyone's like, oh, why would you follow the laws? What, do you think it's gonna go too far? Yeah, you go to the UK, you can't even buy a fucking Thomas the Train spoon kit.
They
without
don't sell
18
plastic
years old.
knives or some shit without
can't.
background checks or something.
Yeah, 18 years
ridiculous.
old with a background
Yeah,
check.
it's fucking ridiculous.
For a Thomas the Train plastic knife, spoon, fork.
It's like, what did that do? And their knife crime, their violent crime rate there is still through the roof.
And reminder, they have billboards up there like, you don't have your TV license at 617 Robin Avenue. It's like, they'll just call you out for not having a fucking TV license on a billboard on traffic.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
And everyone's
wild.
like, oh, that person doesn't have a TV license. I'd be like, dude, my own billboard. What?
Like America's
I'd be so
got
pumped.
so many issues we need to fucking get better on. Like, there's no doubt about that. But also, there's a lot of worse places to live.
Yeah.
there is.
Dude, what's crazy is, like, the founding fathers were like, all right, we're going to write this bill here quick. We're going to write this document. And then all you have to do is just, if you ever have a question, just read this, and it'll let you know what to do. And then, like, 57 years later, some dude comes through. He's like, yeah, but what did they mean by that?
Right.
It's like, what they
Dude,
meant is what's on this sheet of paper.
This is my biggest thing with
You
the
can
Second
add shit to
Amendment.
it if you want.
Second Amendment, it's super easy because each of the founding fathers, like, as they were, because, they came together to write the Bill of Rights, right?
Right.
They all had their own drafts and ideas. If you look at a majority of the drafted, like, first versions of the Second Amendment before the final one, there was most of them specifically laying out individual right to own firearms, individual right to own whatever the military owns.
Yeah.
And people who are today are like, you
They
can't
talk
own
about
that. Like,
muskets.
the military didn't have that.
They had
Like, oh, yeah.
muskets.
Bro, they had privateer ships with fucking cannons on them
Yeah.
that you and I could just own.
Yeah.
For shits and giggles.
Dude, have you been to the Oshkosh Air Show?
Yeah.
How many privately owned fighter jets are there?
A lot.
A lot.
And
One
I
of them's a
wish I could have
Harrier.
one.
One of them's a Harrier.
Yeah.
Okay, that shit's still in use
And
in
it
some
would,
countries.
like realistically, like, someone smart with electronics and, like, mechanics of any kind would be able to remilitarize them. You know? They're demilitarized. Yeah, they take the guns out and the fire and control systems. But today, with modern technology, anybody could write their own software, put their own system in the aircraft, and it would be ready to rock and
Dude,
roll.
you should. On YouTube, there's videos of people like hacking everyday cars from the street.
Yeah.
DEF CON didn't happen this year, but last year at DEF CON there was a hackathon where you would bring in like a Tesla, a Ford, a Chevy.
Yeah, to see who could break it.
None of them were safe.
Yep.
Not one.
Nope.
Which brings you back to the old journalist case where he was.
Got blown up mysteriously.
Oh
driving
my
down the road.
God! It was so crazy. He hit the tree going 148 miles an hour.
In the 35.
He really slammed down on the engine. It's like
was really speeding.
He had meth in his system. No, he did not.
Get the dude.
He had ADHD
And then,
medication that he's been taking since he was 15 years old.
And then, what's his name? Julian Assange, I think it was in the WikiLeaks stuff, came out, and then it showed that the CIA had methods to
Override
remotely
your car.
control cars.
Yep. Yeah,
It's like,
and they
calm
did it
the
in Tehran
fuck.
like 3 times to take out nuclear scientists.
Have you seen the new missile that they're employing in the Middle East right now?
As the U.S. is deploying, or no?
The new Hellfire variant.
No, I have not.
So it doesn't have an explosive warhead.
Is it the sword?
It's the sword.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
It has 4 blades that
Yeah.
pop out, and they fucking
Yeah.
obliterate one person.
Yeah.
Like, with a rocket. Like,
Yeah, well,
fucked.
I don't mean to be that guy, but like, I prefer that. Take out the one guy instead of killing all the civilians.
I think collateral. Also, you have to think about psychological warfare.
Yeah.
If there's 4 dudes in the truck and it takes out the one that they wanted,
Yeah.
the other dude is sitting there like, yo, what the fuck?
Yo, a knife just came through the roof, and it was spinning.
My only issue with that is like,
I think it's against the Geneva Conventions, to be honest with you. I don't think those are legal. Let me check.
I don't think it's illegal because it's precision. It's a precision weapon, right? It's not like it's gonna hit random people. You know,
Hellfire.
it's the R9X something. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, have you?
Oh, that's not what I thought it was.
Do you have a picture of the damage?
That's not what I thought it was. This is probably. I thought it was something else. Yeah.
Yeah. So look at the damage.
Yeah.
You see the, yeah. It's a 4-bladed weapon,
that
and it
fucking-
comes through and it's just like, hey, fuck you. Like, we're gonna kill you. And they've taken out like 4 or 5 high value targets that I know of that I've seen in news stories with it. And the damage is always ridiculous. Like,
Look at this shit.
yeah, they'll hit the driver's side of the car.
It's the fucking moonroof.
Yeah.
Taking that with me. Mm-hmm. Taking that.
The car is pretty much intact.
You're
It's
just
nuts.
driving, shooting the shit. Yeah. So I was with Osama the other day, and then fucking through the roof, fucking swords.
Your
coming.
boys in the back are like, what the fuck? Like, that's nuts, dude.
Oh Jesus!
But my main worry about this is, right, so we had that one case where Obama killed that U.S. citizen for potentially being a terrorist, you know,
Yeah.
extrajudiciary assassination of that one citizen.
Yeah.
Which is a no-go. I don't care if they caught dude in a fucking training camp. If he wasn't in the act of actively killing Americans, he needs due
process. He's an American fucking citizen.
Right. And so I don't care what the fuck it is. You either wait for him to go and try some shit against American soldiers and let
not
them
that.
kill him in
Don't
combat.
give me some fucking FISA court bullshit either. Those aren't even fucking real.
A joke now,
Those are so
as
stupid.
we've recently come
They've
to find
been a
out.
joke since the first day it was made.
Well, it's unconstitutional.
We're gonna secretly do court processes.
It's like that's
No
not
one
due
gets
process.
to know. No one gets to know what we're doing here. This is
Right.
art.
That's my biggest
Secret
issue with this
government
weapon.
court.
It's like, okay, well, if things do start hitting the fucking fan, and they don't need explosions to do stuff, like,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
it's
trust
coming
our
in your
government,
bedroom
dude.
window, fam.
oh, he was the domestic terrorist.
Yeah, that it's gonna be like V for Vendetta. The terrorist, what is he? It's like just a dude with a mask, man.
Yeah,
Stop
dude.
killing everyone.
Yeah, dude. It's like, that's my biggest issue is, like, people are so fucking gullible today. They're so ready to believe whatever they're
so-
told by whoever they
They're
see on
just
TV.
Dumb. They're just dumb.
You could hit somebody.
I've seen him in movies.
Like, this is the thing.
Hey!
People can personally know me. I'm a fairly level-headed guy. I don't like the government. I don't distrust the government. But I'm also not out here calling for, like, the downfall of the government. I prefer diplomatic,
Right.
solvings of these
Obviously.
issues. Because that's what normal people want, right? No one wants violence like normal people. Level-headed individuals. But I get on the wrong side of somebody in a high position, and they could go on TV, and the people that I know closest to me would turn on me and be like, yep, he's whatever they say they are. And that's fucking ridiculous.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime someone's in trouble and they get in front of a news camera, they're like, "Oh, it's my moment. Hold up, I might get.
Fucking
I
truth.
might be on the View after this. Let me nail this interview." Quick.
Right, and it's bogus, dude.
I was a great friend my whole life. I don't even know. He's a monster now. It's like, okay, your whole life this guy was dope, and then today they say he's an asshole, so now he's an asshole.
Right. Yesterday with your 2-hour
Let's think.
conversation at the coffee
Let's
shop,
think.
it was cool.
Dude, how many people didn't even know that Chris Dorner was like actively trying to report shit in the LAPD until after
and that's why
until
Chris
after
Dorner,
Dave
yo,
Chappelle like laid it out for everyone.
This is what I'm talking about when I said earlier, like, people are going to have to get used to this kind of out-of-pocket shit. So for those of you who don't know, Chris Dorner was this ex-LAPD cop,
Right.
ex-Marine, great record.
Yep.
He was told to do something improper by one of his sergeants,
Yep.
and he called him on it, and he was like, no, and he got reprimanded.
Yep.
And then he started reporting misconduct in the police force, which is what everybody today is...
By his partner, by the way.
Yeah, by his partner, is clamoring for,
Yep.
right? We need that police accountability. So they fired the dude.
Yep.
Then
Sure
he went
did.
through every legal channel
Appeals.
available
Yep.
to try and get recourse, to get his job back, to do this, that.
Nope.
And at the end of that, dude got fed up. Do I agree with the way he handled things? Personally,
No.
because he took innocent life.
Yeah.
But he got fed up with how the system was negatively
Let me tell you something,
affecting,
man.
just people. And he went out and he's like, all right, I'm going to give you a reason to not like me then.
Yep.
and he went and he killed people.
Yep. Yep.
So
Did what he was trained to do, man.
Yep.
I mean, to be that guy, but you take a guy who's 17 years old when he signed with the Marines by his parents. You take him, teach him. All right, this is how you blow someone's head off. Here you go, real quick. There's the gun. And then like, hold on. And then this guy, by the way, who's trained to blow off people's heads, is telling the police, "Hold up, man, you guys are going too far here."
because they're also taught rules of engagement.
Right. Like, you guys are going too far. And then the police are like, no. We know more than you. We work the streets here in L.A., okay? We know more than you in
Like he
Afghanistan.
wasn't just in a fucking rack.
Son of a bitch, man.
Yeah,
It's like,
and
it's
that's
that
what I
type of
mean.
shit. It's like, are you fucking serious? You honestly think
and that's
that?
how people get radicalized.
If the guy has physically gone through terrorist cells and dug through ranch, all that shit, he's telling you you're using too much force.
Yep. And
Probably should listen to that
whole
guy.
incident, I remember being in California when that happened, was a perfect example of the
Oh, yeah, you
lack of-
lived in California at the time.
of the lack of training of the police. They shot up this woman and her daughter or her son who were delivering newspaper because it was the same looking truck, and then it turned out to not even be the same looking truck, and they severely injured these people. Had to pay, I'm pretty sure, millions of dollars in settlements to these people.
Not only that, they
what?
actively suppressed it.
Yeah.
Actively went after police.
well-
Actively went after newspapers for printing it.
What they
all
did
that
with Chris
shit.
Dorner, they conveniently forgot to mention all the bullshit that they had put this man through.
Yeah.
And like I said, the stuff they put him through, yes, they ruined his life, and they took away all of his hard work that he put in for his life, so they did ruin his life. I don't think it was worth killing the 2 innocent people he
No.
killed, because he killed the cops' family members.
Listen, man, like, when I was in Grand Forks, I worked at Jarrell's, if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking loved that place. I loved everyone who worked for me. And then a manager who used to just be a manager, and like we were equals, and it was easier to talk to him because we were equals, and then he bought it. And then when he bought it, he became a fucking asshole.
Dictator of sorts.
Oh my god, but then I filled the role of the store manager after he
Right.
went up, and it took less than 6 months for him to fire me. Mm-hmm. He did not. I'm like, Eric, you can't just talk to people. I shouldn't have said his name. You can't just talk to people this way. Like, you can't just come out here and do it. And he would like give super big discounts to his family members, like at like cost and shit, and then like, but
Right.
like, let's say you wanted a pair of skates that we were gonna throw in the garbage, he would charge you for that. He wouldn't
Yeah.
let you take it. Or he would make you cut the tongue out of it and throw it in the garbage. You wouldn't be able to donate it to a kid. Like, I tried to donate those skates to, like, nope. Have to throw it away.
That's the thing, it's like-
I mean, what's to tell people that they're
Honestly,
not going to take the
those
skate?
kind of
Come sell
people-
it back to us. I'm
Yeah.
like, they're not, because we have our number imprinted in the bottom in a fucking hot iron. We've stamped a number
Right,
in
right,
it.
like marking.
So if it comes back and it's suddenly melted over, or the number's still on it, clearly it's our skate. Like,
Right.
there's your solution. Oh no, that's we're not doing that.
Those kind of people who have bad business practice, I feel like, will
Yeah, well-
eventually always get their comeuppance.
Well, that's why it's that. I'm just gonna stop talking. Yeah, we had our disagreements.
Yeah,
That
dude,
is for
and,
sure.
and that's the crazy thing. It's like people, because I feel like social media has a big, huge part in that as well. People have so gotten comfortable with the fact that social media has given us an ease of contact, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can be in Arizona and text you, and we can have a whole conversation.
Right, that's how we set this up.
It's impersonal, though, right?
Right.
And so it lacks the ability to find the empathy and the emotion that comes
right.
with genuine conversation with some
Right.
people on topics, right? Genuine misunderstanding, genuine intrigue, right? Which are things that people need in a conversation to be able to educate people, to be able to try and see where people are coming from, to figure out why people are the way they are, because people are always products of their environment, right? What's this guy's name? Daryl Davis.
Yep,
You know,
Daryl Davis.
A legend.
Love
right?
Daryl Davis.
I see people talking about punch Nazis. I'm a black man. That's dumb as fuck.
Dude.
You committing violence on someone is going to only enforce the negative thoughts
I have
that they
Jewish friends that'll sit here and tell you that's dumb as fuck.
It is. It is. And the thing is...
You don't
so
go
th-
just. You are the
Right. What's that going to do?
Oh, problem solved,
It's
right?
gonna just reinforce what they already
problem
thought about
not
you.
solved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they
So-
hate you more, and you probably hate them more for some stupid reason
You have
that's
this
in
dude-
your head.
Daryl Davis, a fucking legend, a black man.
If you don't know who he is, you need to look him
Yeah,
the
so
fuck
Daryl
up. by the
Davis
way.
is this man. All hail Daryl Davis. He's doing the Lord's work as far as he's doing the Lord's work as far as I'm concerned. And this man went to the South, and he would go to known KKK cities,
Right.
and I think he's converted 2 to 500, somewhere in between there.
Yes.
People.
Over 300.
Yeah.
Since he was on How I Learned About Him, unfortunately, again, Joe Rogan's podcast, not a textbook. And at the time, it was like 320 something.
Yeah. So that was a while ago.
And that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. So definitely more. And he has genuinely converted these people by having
just talking
conversations
to them,
with
going
them.
to the coffee
and what
shop.
he said is he found that most of these people had just never had an experience with a black person outside of the media, which makes us look like hoodlums and thugs and drug dealers.
Right.
That's what the media does.
They
That's
do.
Like, it's dumb. And then, or passed down through stereotypes that their racist, history had taught them.
Right.
So he would talk to them, be kind to them, do them favors, help them,
Yep.
And through being a genuinely connecting and good human being,
Yep.
he would show them, oh, wait, why the fuck do I think this about these people? They're the same as us.
Yep.
Right? And he has converted them to the point where they literally have given him, he has a collection of their hoods.
Yeah.
That was like the main thing about the KKK is their hoods.
Yep.
And he has a fuck ton of them.
Yeah.
So, like, this idea that we need to be more divisive, this is why cancel culture to me is fucking
Grandmaster's
stupid.
wardrobe.
Yeah. Like, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
There's only one guy above that.
Right.
Like,
And
and
it's
he
like-
sat and talked, and he sits and talks with the grand, like, what is it? The Grand Wizard is the guy in charge, right?
Yeah, I think.
The Grand
I don't
Wizard,
know. I don't know much
whoever
about
the
KKK.
Grand
That
Dragon
sounds
Wizard
about right.
guy, whatever the fuck.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, he sat down with him like once a quarter
Yeah.
and talks to him. Like,
It's like, what's
that's
going
the
on,
head
man?
of the KKK.
Right. And this is my thing.
But yet
it's
you
like,
can't level with the guys. Like, are you like people in the street need to fucking realize that you can level with
Right, and I see
literally
people all
anyone.
the time.
On
If you're a
anything.
Biden supporter, if you're a Trump supporter,
Just
don't even
defriend me.
just unfriend me,
Just
delete
get
me.
rid of me right
It's
now.
like, if you don't understand how that's only going to affect us as a country negatively in the long run, it's ridiculous. You're
Yeah.
not very smart. You're not intelligent. You don't know how people work. People need personalization. They need communication with one another in human form, not through
Yeah.
media. And
as people are realizing as the pandemic goes on, FaceTime doesn't quite cut it.
right. And that's why with me, I have friends on both sides, as far left as you can imagine, as far right as you can imagine. Am I what?
What do you think to drink?
Oh, I will take a water. You good? You want one? Yes. Thank you, man.
Yeah, you bet.
And so it's like,
that stuff, I got some spray for it. If you want to do the lemonade shit.
oh my man. And so like, it's like I will never cancel anyone. One, because as a human being, I know that I'm not perfect.
Right.
I have so many flaws.
Yeah, I sit
And-
at night awake, going through my head about them all the time.
Right,
Like,
right,
I don't know a
and-
single person who doesn't.
Yeah. And
But
so,
yet the next day they're the first ones to come out. Hey, who the fuck are you? And
Right.
it's like at night you go home and cry yourself to sleep. Like come on.
yeah. And so for one, I'm like, I have no right because I'm not this stellar human being.
Right.
Two, I don't find value in canceling because it's like that's only going to enhance these
Do you
These
want to know what happened?
polarized views.
What happened to Alex Jones and got canceled? His,
Got more
his
popular.
audience grew by 10 times.
Yep.
10.
Because everybody was
10
like, well, if the
times.
mainstream media is canceling this guy, maybe he's right. The thing that's fucking crazy about Alex Jones is he does have. The problem is he'll
He-
say shit 10 years before it comes public.
I've
and
actually
it's
figured
real.
him out. I figured him out. So, as an investigative journalist, Alex Jones kicks ass. He got into fucking Bohemian Grove. He got into the fucking what is that
Bilderberg
shit?
group.
Skull and Bones.
Yep.
He got into
the
Build-A-Bear
Bilderberg
group.
music meetings.
He got into the private what is it where they have the majority leader, the speaker, and then like a bunch of private
I
businesses.
thought that was Bilderberg. That's Bilderberg.
Is that
I'm
what
pretty
I'm
sure.
talking
Yeah, where
about?
they meet at that big hotel.
Yes,
like,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yep.
So he does that. Then he goes over to his politics side of his brain, and he just says some stupid fucking shit.
Yep.
The goddamn I'm making the frogs gay.
No, you know that
I
was
know
true,
they did
right?
make the frogs gay.
That was actually
I know
true.
it's just a funny way of saying it. What they did was they introduced
right.
a chemical to change the gender of a specific frog, so that a frog that was once male is then genetically female,
Right.
but not chromosomically. It's a really weird thing that
yeah,
they did.
Yeah.
And so, are they gay? They fucked with the frogs,
And that's
man.
what I mean. He says it
they
in an
did
outlandish
fuck with
way.
the frogs.
Yeah,
Like,
he wasn't but that's the thing. A lot of the shit he says is true. We're finding out more and more every day about these like legitimately disgusting pedophile rings that he was talking about 10 years ago.
Dude, he was talking about in 2003. Yeah, there's a rich guy. All the politicians go out there and they fuck little kids and they do it. And everyone's like, "Oh, Alex,
No, you're crazy."
Alex." 2018 rolls around. Oh, we got this guy
got
Jeffrey
the rich
Epstein.
guy.
We got him here. He's got an island. Turns out there's a bunch of senators. And then Alex is in his back. I told you, motherfucker!
Right.
In the back,
And
losing
the
his
thing
mind.
is, like, he was discredited because who the fuck in there, like, rightfully so, who's gonna be thinking, like, there's no rich guys going around
Right.
fucking kids? Well, there is.
Well, what's sad, what I find most sad is that they interviewed a bunch of the residents around there, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we knew that was going on." It's like, none of you decided.
just as complacent.
None of you decided to make a phone call. Like, well, you know. No, I don't. Explain. I
Yep.
don't know. Could you let me know?
And the media
Let me into
is
your
no
world
better
for a minute?
because they just give these people a pass.
Yeah.
Well, Clinton didn't have anything he was doing down there illegal.
I
He
mean,
wasn't with little girls.
Look at the picture with the prince.
fuck
He's
outta
just
here.
smiling with her.
because he knew what he was about to get.
What did she
Fuck outta
say
here.
happened after the picture?
These girls have nothing to
how
lose.
funny is it that the minute
I mean, have everything to lose.
that the accusers of Jeffrey Epstein come out, it's, well, some women just come out with stories. And then the minute Brett Kavanaugh's getting confirmed, it's, believe women! Believe all women!
here's the
And
thing.
we got
Here's the thing
signs,
for
we
me.
got chants, like,
The way the law works, right?
Fuck.
For libel, for those kind of laws, right? These people in power who have been accused of these things by these nobodies when it comes to it, like people like you and me who are just they're regular women,
Yep.
right? Libel laws in this country especially are built to the point so well that people in power have no problem suing little people
The
for
shit
libel
outta you.
laws and in getting them if they have any remote inkling of a case.
yep. If you
None
go to,
of them have sued any of these women.
Yep. Because you go to
Because
court,
it's
what's
fucking true.
What's going to come up?
It's fucking true.
Everything.
Yeah. So
And
all
it's going to
those
be
fucking
more.
people-
Well, the thing is, it's always going to be more than just that case. It's going to be her. And then this woman was brave enough to come forward. And then what happens? You got 15 fucking more coming in the back door who didn't think
Minimum.
they thought they were all alone.
And those are the ones that are brave enough to do it.
Right, they all
with
thought
the
they were
hundreds
all,
that probably
exactly.
haven't.
Some of them have kids now, a husband. They don't want to talk about this. Now
Right.
I've moved on past this. That's in the past. I'm done. There's still a fucking victim here. Are you fucking serious? But they're just
Exactly.
not going to get justice, and they can't come forward as a Jane Doe to the court. They can come forward as a Jane Doe to the other person and to the defense.
That and what's the point?
Right.
You look at our justice system.
So-
it failed them
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
The FBI didn't do shit too long.
Dude, you can't even hide a whistleblower's name without it getting leaked these days. Like, you can't hide shit. You come forward, your name's getting out, and then you're fucked.
Our government is not for the people.
Hasn't been. Hasn't been since
You look
Washington.
at people like Assange, who published information that he was given. You look at people like Snowden.
Dude, imagine that. I said this the other day, and I don't remember who I was talking to, but they were like, "That's not the same," and I was like, "How isn't it the same?" And they're like, "It's just not." And I was
For
like,
what?
"It-"
In
I
regards to
said that Julian Assange is the same as New York Times. That he is a publisher.
That's it.
Not,
That's it. Literally what it
not-
is. He gets information and he
got
puts
the
it online.
info. So I'm asking, why didn't the Guardian get hauled through all this fucking shit for the Snowden leaks?
They did the
They
same
made
thing.
a movie about the people. We know who the publishers were, specifically who the editors were too. And
Snowden said it, yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yep.
I don't. What in the fuck?
Like, as an American, if you aren't enraged every time the government, who is supposed to be protecting your rights and representing you globally with other countries, right, does something illegal, that is a direct representation, as far as I'm concerned,
Of us.
as of me,
Me.
as a citizen.
It's
right?
like when your
It's the
kid,
same- yeah, the
when your
with
kid goes into the
parents.
grocery aisle and rips open the bag of fucking soda, and they got cans all over the goddamn floor.
It makes your parents look bad.
Yeah.
So to the rest of the world, the reason we as American citizens look like a fucking joke, the reason why the rest of the world, when I travel globally, they're like, "Oh, you're from America," and they ask like, "Is it really like this?" And they're shocked about like
Oh, it's
how
worse.
we act and shit. Yeah, you know, it's like it's because we allow our government to get away with stupid fucking shit
Yeah.
that
Let's
they
not-
should never be allowed to get away with.
Let's talk about Fast and Furious.
We don't recall our politicians.
Let's talk about
enough.
Fast and Furious. Remember that shit?
The same government, Obama's government, who was pioneering. Thankfully, it caused more gun sales.
Yeah.
Love to see it. But
Love to see
who was
it.
pioneering gun control, okay, every other month, was selling fucking guns to the cartels so they could track them,
Yeah.
in quotes.
Yeah. With what? With what? Did you stick a GPS tracker
And then
on
they
it?
also
No.
just mystically forgot, oops, we didn't put the trackers in them. We forgot.
Yeah.
And then
They
once
didn't forget.
and the reason why we found out, the only reason, is because an American Border Patrol agent was killed by our own guns that
Yep.
we sold to the fucking cartels.
Yep, that the FBI had to dig up and figure out. Yep,
And then tried to suppress.
yep, yep. Freedom of Information Act came along before they could seal it. They were in court trying to seal it too, by the way.
Right. And this is what I mean.
Yep, and the judge was like, seal what? And they were like, well, we have this act. And they're like, oh, I published that this morning. Oh, shit.
Oh,
and now
fuck.
you've got Fast and Furious out here. Mexico wants fucking answers. Our government acts like we can't even hear them. Mexico's like, yo, what's going on with this? And our government's like... So, we were talking about the coronavirus, and they just go back to shooting their shit over here. Meanwhile, Mexico's like, yo, you've literally slaughtered thousands of our citizens.
Especially because our fucking government caused the drug war.
Yeah.
Pioneered
Solely. The whole scheduling thing,
What it
your
paid
boys.
for it,
Yeah.
made the drugs,
Finance.
weaponized the cartels.
made LSD in a lab. Don't let this out, except for Marilyn Manson can have a gallon. Here you go.
Mr. CIA over there, like, hey, we need 50 tons of cocaine, please, thanks.
Here's a fun fact. After the United States started occupying Afghanistan, where did the world's cocaine supply come from?
Or
Afghanistan. Where do you know what poppy plants production were in Afghanistan before we went there? 1% of their crop. You know what it is now?
100%?
99.
Yeah, like
99.
That's the whole crop.
99.
And that's where the heroin from today comes from.
I can already hear my listeners. Jake, shut the fuck up, man. That's not true. I'm going to show you a picture.
100% fucking true.
Let's go.
It's
Let's
100%
go.
true.
Get on the fucking YouTube video, dickhead.
And that's the other thing. Our media never talks about... Our journalists today are not journalists. They're propagandists for the government when it comes down to it, for lobbyists and things like that as well. And it's like, nobody gets out there and just looks at the data themselves, because it's out there. You can find it, but no one looks at it. They just listen to what they're told on MSNBC.
What is going on here?
What is it?
We spent $1.5 million a day, but we're protecting the opium.
You didn't know that?
I know it. It's just, it's fucking like, look at that. Look at that.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful plant.
This right here is ruining black lives in the inner cities, and we are going to stop it at all costs.
Now, go defend our freedom there, and by that, we need to cultivate some more crops. Okay, sign up for the U.S. Army. Do your country service, boy.
That's what it is, dude.
If
Fucking
you don't
bullshit.
sign up for the Army, you're a pussy.
It is.
Like,
It's ridiculous, dude.
Okay.
It's nuts.
I actually just don't want to do this. Then you don't like your country.
And that's why I'm a staunch legalize all drugs.
Yeah, dude, there should be a fucking cocaine dispensary, in my opinion. Not because I want people doing cocaine every day, because I don't want people doing
You look at
cocaine every
Portugal,
day.
they decriminalized it. I don't know if they completely legalized it, but they decriminalized all drugs. They gave incentive to drug abusers, so people who are addicted to drugs, right? Because even the term drug abuse is unfair
It's
to me.
coined by Nixon.
It's an unfair characterization of people who were often either tricked into using drugs to cope with some type of trauma in their life, or were lost to the point. And yes, they're humans. I believe in self-responsibility. So
Yes,
in that regard, they're
but
responsible.
People
But
need help sometimes, dude.
more than anything, drug victims is what I call them. Drug use victims often want to get off of it.
All
and so
the
you look
time.
at Portugal, they decriminalized it and gave an incentive to get help,
Yeah, come to their clinic.
to get safe application if they were deciding to continue to use.
Yep.
And they went after the people supplying instead, which is fine. If you're illegally supplying drugs, like, that's fine. I think it should be legal because the going after the criminals just furthers the black market of it, and it continues the murderous side of it.
There's absolutely not. I'm trying to have a serious conversation, and you're really being ridiculous.
And so it's like, that's why I have a staunch legalize it, because if anybody can just make their own.
Dude, the drug isn't the gateway, the trauma is. Always. It's always because someone's dad, like, fucking beat the shit out of them.
Yep.
Or, like, they got yelled at way too much. Like, I don't
yeah.
think a lot of parents realize, like, if you grow up screaming at your kids all day, it's not good, man.
Nope.
It's so not good. You gotta fucking talk to them, because then they become
They're
the dude.
humans.
They're the dude in the office with the fucking. They've got half their heads bald already from being stressed out their whole goddamn life. They got the beer belly with the belt that kind of and they come around. I asked for that memo 15 fucking minutes ago. And then, but like, that is who your son's gonna be. You keep that shit up.
Right. And that's my thing. It's like, it's so when you look at, and that's
And you
what I
can't
mean.
yell at your daughters either.
We have plenty of evidence of this working. Legalizing it, decriminalizing it, giving a benefit to enhancing our rehabilitation methods in the country. And what does Congress do? And this is why I don't trust... I find... this is why I could care less about if Trump wins, honestly. Because he has 4 more years. You have congressmen and women and senators and shit who have been in power for 40 fucking years, like Biden,
Yep.
who haven't done fucking dick beneficial
Just
for us.
hopping between the bureaucratic branches,
No.
man. Literally.
And you look at how Biden's contributed to the drug war.
Yeah.
With his crime bill bullshit.
Look-
and
look-
yes, people will make the argument, oh, everybody supported it. Everyone was fucking wrong. It
Guess
doesn't
what?
matter.
Fuck all of them then.
Yeah, fuck them all. They're all wrong.
Wow.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, everyone in Germany was pretty cool with the... fuck you.
Yeah.
Stop with the bullshit.
No,
Everyone
that's a
did
bullshit
it.
excuse.
Oh, my friends were all doing it.
And so
yeah.
every time I see Biden on TV talking about, we're
fuck.
going to make America better, we're going to revive the country, we're going to bring everybody together, it's like, bitch, you've played an equal role in the division
Dude,
in this country.
a key role.
Like,
a key
as Trump
role.
has. If not more, honestly.
Dude, he
right?
wrote the bill that everyone has been using politically to attack the other side since '94. Before that, it was the Brady Bill, and before that, it was the Cold War, and before that, like the Red Scare and all that shit. We can just go on between who's pointing fingers
it's
at
ridiculous,
who.
dude.
It's just getting old, is what it's coming
and that's
down
what I
to.
mean. It's like more. I feel like more people, especially young people, are looking at this and they're like using the tools that are available to us, even as biased as they are. Like Google's gotten caught now.
Facebook, Twitter,
Google,
Instagram,
all the mainstream
all of them just
media
got subpoenaed.
that has any kind of leftist bias, which is almost all of it now, has been caught actively
Yeah.
doing that.
Dude, Brett Weinstein's Weinstein. I don't want to say Weinstein because he hates that, but like his Facebook page and Twitter page got banned.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He didn't do anything.
Well, and that's the thing. It's
he
like
wrote
it's like,
nothing.
It's
They were
no
just like,
longer a
bye.
conspiracy. It
No.
used to be, I think I'm shadow banned. I think this, that. Now we have whistleblowers from within the companies themselves coming out and saying, this is what it is.
This is what we're doing.
This is how it
We
is.
have a documentary on Netflix talking about it. You don't want. If you still don't believe it, you're just.
And this is
shaving
what
your
I
head up
mean.
Your ass.
Our media is no longer journalism. It is propaganda.
Oh, straight up.
It is propaganda for whoever has the current social power.
Because what they want is to promote whatever politician so that they get more time with them, more story access, and then they can get the better job. So it's all selfish
And
bullshit.
you look at the whole Russia
Journalism
thing with
used
like
to be-
Trump. That literally, I don't care what anyone says. If you look at the information, yes, the only factual part of that information that came out about Russia was that Russia was actively hacking like Facebook, things like that,
Yep.
and making
bots
fake
and all
profiles and
sorts of
bots and
shit.
things to promote propaganda in an effect in a way to try and affect how we voted as citizens. Right? That's the only factual thing. There was no collusion.
No.
That they wasted $3 million
And
or $3 trillion on investing or whatever
No.
it was. There was no active, crimes being committed between Trump and Russia trying to collude.
It's
like nothing.
It's already like, dude, the FBI lawyer got subpoenaed for lying.
He got fired, then subpoenaed,
yeah, and now he's in jail.
and now he's in jail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he made it up.
They made it up. You look at
Because no,
the,
it's
um,
not true. Yeah, it is
the
true.
dossier that they got
Steele dossier
the
is
Steele dossier was
made
literally made up.
up.
The dude came out and was like, maybe 60% of it is true.
Yeah,
And it's like, it's easy to take 60% of a truth and then form it into whatever
happens all the
bullshit
time.
you want.
Happens all the time.
know?
News stories are mostly like 85% truth, 15%
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, and so, and then now it's coming out and they're actively suppressing it. And I'm going to catch flack for this because it really makes me so frustrated how pro-Trump I sound at times because of having to refute the bullshit that is put out.
Dude, that's the thing.
You know?
We were just talking about it though. If we're not trying to sound pro-Trump,
I'm
you
not
just need to
pro-Trump.
stop making shit up.
Right,
And I wouldn't have to
because
keep making fun of you. They're not making up as much shit as you are.
moral person who enjoys
Right,
the
dude.
truth and is anti-propaganda, I
Right.
have to be able to, within myself, come out and call bullshit when it's bullshit, right? And that's for my sanity, right? And so when you make up a bunch of nonsense that isn't true, that you get a lot of people to believe is true because of your effectiveness in the media about someone, and then it turns out to not be true,
Right.
those people are already indoctrinated.
Right, it's too late.
The propaganda's
too
already
late.
worked.
It's too late.
So, like, if you don't step back and be like, well, I don't, like, anything I hear in the news right now, I wait. I
Oh.
wait. So now I'm waiting for, like, really good evidence and hard evidence for this new Biden stuff coming out with
Yeah,
the emails.
exactly.
Because while, the biased part of me will admit I think it's true,
Yeah.
because it makes sense. Because
Makes
how do you
total
go
sense.
into government for 47 years. Do the math real quick for me. 47 years times $140,000, because that's what he should have, right? If he saved every ounce of money he made from Congress, and they made $140,000 since whenever he started, which isn't even the case, because they didn't make that much back then, right? They've given themselves raises over the years.
What is it? 47.
Yeah, 47 times 140,000. This is the high end of what he should have,
About 6.6 mil.
right?
That should
He's
be the
worth
most.
like 50, 60 million or some stupid.
Do you know how much
number.
Nancy Pelosi's worth?
Something egregious too.
$110 million.
Because her husband owned countries and they get contracts.
So, and in 2009, or no, this is the wrong bill. Sorry. In 2017, Visa, MasterCard, and Amazon, like all those people had a bill coming forward into the House that would have charged them an extra interest rate, which would have made their stock price go down. Nancy's husband goes out and buys so much stock in Visa and MasterCard, and like so much stock. And then they kill the bill, and then the price went up. How much? 78%? 78%.
Oh, they just sell and they're rich.
And then they sold all the stock, and then guess what happened? That bill had to get reintroduced anyway because someone else brought it back up. They already made their money. That tax went through, and now you lost your money on your 401k. That's the legitimate legal way of insider trading that's going on every day of the
who's
week.
doing it? The people who write the laws.
That's what I'm saying. They are the revolving door between government and corporation is just whoop 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 whoop. It's constant.
That's
It's
why,
constant.
honestly, like, it's very cynical of me, and like, I value human life. So, in that side of me, it's.
I think if
a
you
joke.
hold public office, you shouldn't be able to hold any public corporation. Those
No.
are that should be a public office. You're
That's a
automatically
trade-off.
disqualified for any public office and
And,
corporation.
and this is the
Done.
thing for me too.
It's gonna be a private.
It's also
Do
the
the
fact that, thankfully, a lot of these fucking people who are doing this and have been doing it for years are old. Mm-hmm. I kind of just can't wait till they just die off.
Dude, I got
So we can
in
get a fresh
so
start.
much heat when who was it that died? Bush Senior. Bush Senior died, and I was like, "Fuck him. Who cares?" Like I did. Seriously, fuck that guy. Who gives a shit? Gets us into like a fuckload of Middle East wars that his son goes and tries to
For no
finish
reason.
and can't.
Yep.
And
And so
yeah.
that's what I mean. It's like,
This will not stand. Oh, who are you? Oh, I'm sorry. What? Who are we again?
Yeah.
And that's why you got your 4-year term, dickhead. Get
so
out.
the idea to me of what we're hearing now with these emails, if you haven't heard anything about that, is Biden was using his brother and his son as intermediaries in China, of all places, are one of our America's sworn enemies right now.
Which everyone's, by the way, throwing heat at Trump for having the bank account, which
Right.
rightfully so. Continue.
Yeah, and so it's turning out that there's emails on the books talking about, from internal Biden camps where they have people who are on the email chains confirming the information, who are lifelong Democrats, I might add, who just are like, I'm tired of this game. I'm just going to be honest now. And basically it's confirming that Biden was trading his basically political power for millions and millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. And what he was doing is he's having his brother and his son hold on to it while he was in office. Mm-hmm. And then magically, when he'd get out of a position of office, because then it's legal,
Yep.
he automatically
becomes
just have this $20 million
the
check
sole
waiting for him.
proprietorship. Yep.
Get the fuck out of here with
Yep.
that.
Yep.
So, you want to talk about Trump being corrupt, hold the same water when it comes to your side of the politician,
Straight
the
up.
political scale.
Straight up.
Because for me, as someone so far down the middle, so like anti-government,
Exactly, dude. It's
fuck 'em all.
that's the thing. Like it's hard, especially on like for Twitter. I gain and lose an average of 15 followers a day on Twitter because everyone sees oh fuck him, and then someone
And
else
it's
is
from all
like
sides.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then the next day they're,
the
"Fuck
next
you."
day I go fuck Trump, and they're like, hey, fuck you. And then some Biden guy's like, oh, that's pretty cool, yeah.
sir.
And then the next day I fucking shit on Biden. He doesn't have dementia. And then the fucking it's
Like,
it's
I find joy texting
constant.
these people back. I
It's
voted for Trump. I voted for
constant.
Biden just to fuck with them. It's hilarious to me.
Well, it's like I think let me read this text that I got today.
Yeah.
Let me read this.
if I've
What do
gotten
we
any.
got? We got who we got? Lauren with People's Action from Minnesota.
I had PJ from People's Action today.
Oh,
call me,
great!
text me.
Great, PJ and Lauren. We got on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 definitely voting for Trump, and 5 definitely voting for Biden.
I sent my one.
What'd you send?
A 1. Definitely voting for Trump.
I wrote, I'm voting for the pedophile.
You doing
She
better than
wrote
me.
back.
Which one?
She wrote back. I'm sorry. Which candidate is that?
The fact that you even have to ask. The fact that you even have to ask and that there's legitimate fucking credential to either one of them potentially being fucking pedophiles is so sad for America. It's egregious. That's amazing.
I know.
You know what? That's going to be my go-to from now. I'm
Lauren,
stealing
sorry
that.
for name dropping you.
Yeah, you too, PJ.
Sorry.
PJ was actually kind of respectful.
Peach
so
was
it
cool.
was nice. Yeah.
Peach is cool. Yeah, I have an uncle PJ. He's pretty
Yeah.
cool. It might be him. He's a Democrat. Not really. Dude,
That's the other thing, too. I feel like a lot of these Democrats in, like, Minnesota, for instance, or North Dakota, or Montana, they don't understand the level of left you get from people like Oregon, California, New York.
West
It's
Coast,
different.
East Coast is it's not the same, man.
It's very different.
America is 3 countries. There are
Like a Minnesota Democrat is like a fucking California
even say
Republican.
4.
Like
I would say you've got the East Coast, you've got the West Coast, you've got the Midwest, and then you've got the fucking South. And those that you've got like 4 little Americas
Little
that are made up
ecosystems, yeah.
of like little
Political ecosystems,
like
yep.
4 regions, 50 states, 1 fuck up. That's what we
one combined fuck up. That's amazing. Yes, exactly, dude. It's just how it is, man. And so, I don't know. It's more frustrating as the day goes on. You know, it's like, God, you fucking idiots just keep doing the same shit.
Are these protests still going on in Portland, by the way?
I think protests are still going on everywhere. The news just stopped covering it.
Is that it's probably
because what it is like it was negatively affecting Biden's chances of winning.
right?
And there was like actual statistical numbers of that.
Yeah,
going.
because
So they just
his
what they do,
VP
they just suppressed it.
threw everyone in jail for anything. You have too many parking tickets. That's going to be 60 days in jail.
Yeah.
Like shit like that, people would go to jail for under Kamala Harris. And now she's in black
That
schools
bitch is
dancing.
evil.
She's in
I'll
black.
say it. She's evil. She
She's like,
kept a man in jail who they had DNA evidence exonerating him.
Seriously.
And because of prison population, work numbers, and bullshit, she didn't want to give him up.
Yep.
You're a sick
She was
fucking
an
bitch.
asset. That dude was an asset to the prison system.
Yep.
And so
She's a sick fucking woman.
You want to talk about slavery? You wouldn't give him up because he was a good working asset.
Yep.
You
Nope.
want to talk about slavery real quick?
She's got no respect of mine.
No,
she shouldn't have any
she
person's
can literally
respect.
fuck off. That video where she's dancing with the kids.
Anybody who's out here protesting against police,
Yeah, your protest.
she
yeah,
is the cop.
Yeah.
that
And not
you are
only
protesting
that,
against.
I will be the guy. Before Minneapolis police even investigated what was going on with George Floyd, Trump sent the FBI. I'll be the guy to say it.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I never looked into it much.
The minute he heard that an unarmed black guy was killed to death on camera, he sent the FBI.
Huh.
He was like, this is going to be something. So
Wild.
that happens, and everyone, fuck Trump, Nazi, asshole, racist, dickbag. It's like, dude, he was there before even the local cops were. They didn't even send an ambulance for this motherfucker. They sent
Yeah.
a van with a fucking county sheriff in it, which, what? What? Since when does a brown shirt show up to stretch her off? Like, when the fuck?
And like, don't get me wrong, right? Police brutality needs to stop. I think the bigger issue with when it comes to police brutality, and Derek Chauvin, his dumbass, was a perfect example of this, is that we need to outlaw, completely ban, get rid of public sector jobs having unions.
Yes, dude. Seriously.
Because the only reason that fucking dumb shit of a person
Still had a
was
job.
a cop
Yeah.
still is because of the police union.
Wasn't it 5?
13. He had 13 strikes against him.
No,
I'm pretty
5
sure.
times he was like lost his job and got it
Oh,
back.
I don't know. Maybe
It was a
I know he had
ridiculous
13
number. It was a ridiculous
complaints
number.
against him on record of him being abusive of his power.
Yeah, like there were times terminated, appeal back.
And you look
terminated,
at every
appeal
single
back.
fucking cop who was fired at some point for some egregious overstepping of their duty, right? Abuse of their power.
Right.
Within 6 months to a year, they have their same job back because of police unions. So yeah, let's protest against police brutality because that's a good stance. I am 100% supportive of that because police brutality, anybody abusing their
Right.
power, their position in government especially,
If you have authority over someone and you use it to get your balls bigger,
that and they're not and or where they use it to act as if they are outside of the law, above the law in any fashion,
Right.
fuck you.
dude, how funny was it the other day? I forgot where it was at a rally somewhere. I don't remember, but somebody was open carrying, and the police came and arrested them. It's like, you're open carrying. You are open carrying. You are right now. I see your gun on your hip.
Oh, it's for my job. Fuck your job.
But I am a police officer. I am a cop.
And
Listen.
it's like
Listen, again, like for the 900th time every episode, every time I shit on bad cops, I go, oh, you don't like cops? Oh, you don't
I
like
have
cops?
frat brothers. They're my cops,
Dude.
Are cops. I love these dudes.
I posted a video of me and one of my best friends singing to each other. He's a fucking cop, and we're singing love songs to each other via
Yep.
Snapchat.
Yep.
Like, we can get along, and he even knows that shitty cops don't belong as a cop.
Right.
And
And
that
they
is what
speak
a
up.
good cop
And this
is all about,
That's my
motherfucker.
bigger issue. Good cops on force are not. They're incentivized to stay quiet.
Right.
Because you look at the few cases where you see a good cop who is genuinely like, yo, you cannot be fucking doing that. Like Dorner, honestly.
Or that guy who made that video in his car, and he
Yeah.
was like, cops, seriously?
Just recently, what's his name? I have him on Instagram.
Before shit popped off in the streets, he was like, you guys need to stop, otherwise I don't want to see people getting killed in the street. He gets fired from his job. 2 weeks later, there's literally people getting shot in the street.
So there's a
And-
cop in all places. This is where this happens. So this cop's name is Greg Anderson. Okay, he was a Seattle cop in Seattle, where they had Chaz or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
Super liberal, supposed to be supporting anti-police brutality stance. He makes a personal video in his own time and says, "Hey, us police officers need to do a better job of calling bad cops out. As citizens, we need to do a good job of, coming together and getting to know your police." This, that, basically. It was a super positive
Yeah.
message. Huge positive following on that message. Everybody liked that message that he was saying as a cop. What do? They fire him.
Dude, it was one of the most unifying things between Democrats and Republicans.
Right.
Both sides were like, yeah.
Because
yeah,
it wasn't political.
This guy's great.
Yeah.
He thinks he just thought like, how about peace?
Right.
How about we all just get along?
And he was calling it how
Nope,
he sees it.
fired.
You're fired.
Fuck you. No, we like riot gear. We like getting out. We like getting dirty.
And that was in one of the most liberal cities in the country. So
Mm-hmm.
you think about that, it's like, okay, well, and apparently that directive came down from the top.
It did. All the chief.
Yep.
Yep. Because
Higher than the chief.
his supervisor thought it was like super cool. Well, whoever's the guy in
Yeah.
in charge of the
Yeah.
cops, like talks to the mayor. That guy.
Yep. And so it's like, we need to get rid of police unions who are protecting fucking bad cops.
Yeah. By the way, he's
And
not
we need
allowed to
to-
appeal his firing. By the
Nope.
way, he's not allowed to.
The police union
Against the rules.
stuck against the.
Because he was fired by the chief, which is why it came from the chief and not anyone else, because they didn't want him to get reinstated. But hey, it's not a good old boys club, that's for sure.
Right.
It's definitely not a fucking
And that's the
cult.
thing. It's like we need to get rid of police unions to start. That's the biggest issue when it comes to police brutality, because they are the ones who actively protect terrible fucking people who are cops. And we need to incentivize in a positive manner, reward good cops who call out fucking bad cops.
Right.
Because here's the thing. The whole idea of, well, we don't want cops calling out cops. If you aren't doing anything wrong, if you're doing your job in a benefit to society, in a benefit to your everyday citizens who you claim you're there to protect and serve, who you are serving with
it's
a
the
genuine heart, you have nothing to fear.
Which is the same thing they
Which
tell
means-
you. You're doing nothing wrong. Why are you so worried that I'm a cop here?
Fucking
got
exactly
nothing.
right.
You got nothing to worry about if
Exactly
you're doing
right.
nothing wrong.
Yep.
Same with you, pussy. Why are you so worried about losing
And
your
in
job?
that
Why
argument, citizens actually do have to worry because of bad fucking cops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we don't know when I grew
like
run
the
up on
kid
a
in
police officer.
Where was it? I wrote it down. Muckwago in Illinois, I think
Hmm.
it was. Waukegan. It was Waukegan, Illinois. Waukegan, Illinois. A teenager got shot last night by the police.
Last night.
Yep. Immediately, riots coming up. The police chief was like, fired, bye, get him out of here. Get this
Because
fucking
he'll
guy.
be back in 2 weeks.
What's that?
The cop will be back in 2 weeks.
I don't think he can. When the chief fires you, usually police unions don't allow, like, rehire. Like, usually the chief is the last. He's like the judge. He's like the last guy.
Chiefs need to do more of the firing then.
Um,
Your chiefs need to be better.
And not only that, the chief, I don't think, like, I understand the sheriff is elected, but I don't really think that a chief should be appointed either. I think that guy should be, like...
I don't have a. I
It's-
don't. That's my main problem. I don't have a problem with sheriffs because they can be recalled.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Sheriff
no one
is not
ever
doing
has a
what you
problem
want.
with the sheriff.
Nope.
Have you ever heard of
Sheriffs
anyone being
very
like,
rarely-
fuck the sheriff?
Yeah.
When does that happen?
Nope.
Never.
From whatever I've seen, there's very few instances where I've seen sheriffs acting up.
Dude, do you know, there was the one that went viral on the Arizona sheriff?
Oh, Aparo.
Yeah.
But they like him.
But
He's
but,
getting reelected right now, I think.
What I'm saying is, yeah, I think he showed up drunk to a gun standoff or something.
yeah.
Whatever. But
He's wild.
I don't mean whatever as in, like, don't do that. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't remember what I'm trying to say now. Fucking.
Not for me.
I ripped this pen.
For me,
this is getting too high. Fuck.
With the police, it's more of an issue of they are a direct enforcement branch of the government.
Right.
A noticeably and often corrupt government that act in the disinterest of the people on a regular basis.
Yep.
So I don't trust them. I don't like them. Don't care for them. And that's not. I'm not talking about individual cops.
And we're not talking about the person behind the uniform. We're talking about the institution.
I'm talking about the institution of police.
Right.
And the individual bad apples in that institution.
Right. Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about.
And
If
that
you're
was a
good
beautiful
cop,
way to put it, man.
You don't have to worry about my feelings towards you. I will, and this is my thing. I approach all cops as if they're the good apple. I give them the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly.
I treat you with respect until you show me that you don't deserve my respect.
Right. In which case, now we have a problem.
Now we have an issue.
Because person to person is how I'm seeing you. I don't see you as this fucking...
I don't look at you as the institution.
I'm not...
Institution.
When I'm talking to you man to man, I'm talking to you man to man. I'm not talking to you as... I'm not talking to badge number 1356.
You're not a number to me.
You know?
You're a human
I'm
being
talking to Greg.
until you treat me as if I don't deserve to treat you the
If you're
same
going to
way.
start barking at me like... Okay. All right. First of all, lower that hound. Lower that hound. Second of all, call your supervisor. Third of all, which I had that one time at the Gopher game. I was wearing a Sioux jersey at the Gopher Stadium, and I kept yelling like, I don't remember. We were just chanting, just whatever. And this fan next to me got like all up in my face because his finger here and telling me to fuck off, and then told me that if I said the F word one more time, he and his wife were gonna go with the police. I'm like, you just told me to fuck off. Like, what are you talking about? Went and got the cops. Cops come. Cops are like, oh, I heard you're causing a disturbance. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Are you like arrest for hire now? Like, what are you talking about? You can't just come over and solicit me because this guy. I'm like,
right.
He's like, just tell me what happened. I'm like, I'm cheering for the Sioux. They don't like it. He put his finger in my face. Told me to fuck off. I told him to fuck off. He came and got you. Here we are.
Right.
And cop was like, yeah, that doesn't sound like something that he would make up. I know this guy. Like shit like that. So I'm like, all right, get your supervisor. Get your supervisor. Go get him right now. We're done here. We're obviously done here.
Right.
Sergeant came over, and I'm like, hey, I'm done talking to this guy. And he's like, you're done talking to him? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm like, supervisor got it.
Yep.
Don't cause problems.
And that's my thing. It's just like, it's like, I don't ever really stand for organizational. So that's
because organizations have power over people.
Because so this whole back the blue. I don't back the blue.
Blue isn't real.
I back my 3 or 4 buddies who I know are good cops. I back a cop that treats me with perfectly respect.
Why would you want, in the first place, to separate yourself from public, calling yourself blue suddenly? Why wouldn't you want to be just part of the community?
Because they think
that
they're
above
above
the community. What the fuck are you talking about? We are the thin blue line between crime and humanity. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're really not, because
You
it's not a
literally are
black
there
and white
after
issue.
the fact
Nothing
most
is
of
a
the
black
time.
and white issue like that. You don't just stand a line in the street. All right, everything south of this line is illegal.
Right.
Everything north of this line is fine.
Yep.
And we are the divider. Like, no. You drive around, wait for a call, and go to it.
Yep.
Don't fucking come at me with this thin blue line shit.
You don't prevent crime.
And not only that,
Like-
that thin blue line isn't that fucking thin. You've got so much goddamn protection. That thin blue line is about as thick as it's ever fucking been.
Right.
So don't come at me with this thin blue line bullshit.
Yep.
Because you've got every fucking executive service branch on your fucking side.
Yep.
And a lot of times the judges come from those branches because those guys get appointed from them.
Yeah.
So don't fucking talk to me about
100%.
Oh, it drives me crazy.
Right. And that's why I'm like, do I support police individually? If you're a good cop, you have 100% my support.
Right.
I wish you the best of luck in your community, keeping it safe, treating your citizens with respect and service as you should. If you're a bad cop, fuck you.
Yeah.
If you're abusing your power, you should be in jail.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's that. That's
it.
That's as black and white as I
And
can
end
make
of the
it.
day.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
And so, when I see these kind of stories, like you look at the 3 cops who went and broke into Breonna Taylor's house and then shot her after they got shot at by her boyfriend.
Quote unquote.
I guarantee you, if cops no-knock raided my house,
They'd be dead.
they would get shot at.
Yeah. Someone would be dead.
I'd probably die if there was more than one, because that's a numbers thing.
Yeah.
But
still,
at the same fucking time,
dude,
I'm a good shot.
I would like to remind everyone that the police officers who were involved in that only got in trouble for the bullet that missed.
Because of endangering the neighbors.
So I would
How
like
egregious is that?
Just to point that out. So they broke into the wrong house, shot the wrong person, and
Neither
then
one of them have criminal
afterwards,
records.
and then afterwards, they go on a smear campaign, she's a gangster, she's a criminal,
You saw what
dude,
they tried to do with the plea bargain for that dude.
Yes,
right?
bullshit.
They tried to get a dude who was in prison to lie and say that she was involved in criminal activity. Her and her boyfriend were not criminals. They had no criminal record.
Clean.
Nothing.
Dude, she was a fucking paramedic.
Yeah. So this is the thing.
The
so
fuck?
And then you said smear campaign. They started to bring up for some reason if it was relevant to her getting murdered by the police that she hung out with dudes who were criminals.
And I would like to point out, even if she did, still doesn't make it okay.
No.
Even if she did.
Right.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but even if someone's guilty, you aren't supposed to fucking kill them.
The police are not executioners.
You're not a goddamn... you're not. We do fucking lethal injection in this country if we kill people. We don't
have
send
judge
cops
and
with
jury,
bullets.
and we have executioner. They're
Fucking
all separate.
pisses me off. The Fourth
and you
Amendment
need to go
is
through
gone.
due process. Yeah.
Fourth Amendment's gone.
Most of our amendments are fucked.
It's fucking bullshit.
Most of them are
And what
chopping
sucks,
blocked.
what sucks is like, I feel like our parents' generation just didn't give a shit about any of it.
They
which
were
is
fine
why
with
we're
their rights getting... Our parents' generation were fine. And this is where I draw a line in the sand for me. I'm not in any way okay with compromising my rights
Not
as
at
an
all.
individual, because
would
I know
take-
as myself,
I'll take
I
danger
can have
over
the personal
yeah.
responsibility to take care of myself.
I'll take danger over safety. Thank
I
you.
want dangerous freedom over fucking safe. What's the word? Slavery.
Yeah.
When it comes down
Pretty
to
much.
it. Okay.
Pretty much.
So I don't need anybody telling me how to live my fucking life.
No.
I'm not going to
Doing
tell you how
just
to live
fine
your
on your
life.
own.
And the thing is, when the individuals who make the choice to infringe on other people's rights, to limit other people, to harm other people, okay? When you make that choice to affect other people's rights,
And you do make that choice,
then
by the
that
way.
individual person gets to go and experience our due process system in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And if we, as citizens,
As
find
the
that they
people-
are guilty,
Yep.
then they can spend their fucking days in jail.
And that leads me to my next point this is great. That leads to my next point, which is a jury of your peers, not a jury that the prosecution rejected 97% of to get the select few that he wants.
Right.
Not that shit.
Yeah, our justice system is fucking ridiculous. That
what-
podcast comes to mind.
What was it? What show was it that I was just watching? I can't remember, but they were showing that I think it's like a 92% chance if you're a black juror that you're getting kicked. 92%.
Yeah.
You have like if you're a black juror, you're probably not going to see inside of a courtroom to help
When
with
you were,
it. You're
when-
not,
as a black person in this country, sadly,
unless they want to
you're
use you as one of them to show that you were diverse.
the token black.
Yeah, which is
And
exactly
it's stupid because minority people and per capita, black people are more likely to go to jail per capita.
Yeah.
Because of systemic racism.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Racism today in America, I'll probably catch flack for this too, but like I don't care.
Dude,
Racism in America
ignore
today is not overt like it was when my parents and their parents
it's way
and
more subtle.
the previous was growing up. Today's racism is systemic racism that has been the result of the overt racism and policies overtly put in place when my parents and their parents and their parents' parents were
Right.
being brought up, right?
Right.
When this country was being formed. Today, we have these systems that have been infected by these lasting infections of racism
Yep.
that disproportionately, whatever, nobody can tell me different because it's fact.
It's
they
fact. Yeah,
disproportionately
exactly.
affect minorities, black people, Hispanic people, poor people in general, because that's who these laws were designed to target back in those overt racist days. So, for somebody to argue that fact, you're purposely ignorant or you're purposely disingenuous or you're a dumbass, maybe all three, and get educated.
Straight
Okay?
up. And it's not even a choice
And
to
the
not know
problem is
anymore.
with-
The whole fucking world of information
Right.
is everywhere.
And the
You
problem
don't
with
know
that
it,
is that
it's your own
people are
fault.
so lazy today that with these complex topics, right? Yes, we have a current system that is fucked
Yep.
for people like me, people of minority, upbringing, people of poverty, impoverished upbringing,
Yep.
that they don't want to sit and have genuine conversations and really test out new theories and things on how we can fix the system.
Or even
they're
just-
just like, well, that's just how it is. Fuck these people.
What pisses me off is when what drives me crazy. Like talk about the presidential debate. The whole time it was like watching two white people decide what's going to happen with the blacks. Like it's a fucking group. Like,
Well, you look
well,
how
what
they-
are we going to
they-
do with them?
You look how
Like,
they pander to African American community. It's pandering. I guarantee you.
But I just they talk like it's
It's racist.
Like how when we were like when I was at the farm and you would like talk, oh, we gotta get the cows out, we gotta get the chick. Like it's like that kind of talk.
It's
bull.
Soft bigotry is
It's-
the new major
You
source
can't
of racism.
talk about people as if it's just like, well, what are you gonna tell these people? These people. Well, I would like to speak to fellow Americans, I guess,
Right.
if that's what you mean.
Right.
Like the more you keep separating people by their goddamn color and everything, the more it keeps coming up and up. It's like people with like a lot of people who have severe anxiety. What's up? Like a problem that they have is like recurring shit that they've did in their head, and it keeps reliving that. So like you have to train yourself not to keep thinking about that, and you have to train yourself like not to look at other people as
Right.
this. Everyone deep down has a prejudice somewhere. You're just
Everyone is
as you're
prejudiced.
born,
It's just what it
as you're
is.
raised, as you're whatever. It happens. If
And
you
that's
choose,
why you can't cancel
But
people.
if you choose to allow that to overcome you as a person, now it's your fault.
That's your
Now
personal
it's your
choice.
fault.
Right.
You know
Right.
in your head what you're thinking, but you're also not
also-
a fucking monkey, and you can think and process that information and go, wait, why am I thinking
And you
that?
have the
That's not
ability
right."
to use outside resources too to get you, even if you're super on that side of things where you're like, you have no experience, like the people that Daryl Davis interacts
Right.
with, who had no experience, personal experience, one-on-one experience with black people, right? You have to be the deciding factor to say, do I go and just try and meet some, maybe? What might that do? What's the worst thing that can happen?
Right.
Maybe I'll try and treat them with respect,
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah,
Okay?
watch how they treat you back.
Right. And this is my thing. It's like people we can't afford anywhere in the world to cancel other people.
No.
It's only going to make things worse.
Yeah.
It's
As
modern
it
day
has already.
segregation.
As it has already.
It's modern day segregation.
Yep.
It's why. Why are we doing this? Why are we trying to
You're
limit who we
removing
see?
people from town square. You're literally like where everyone is on Saturday going to the farmer's market. We're all chatting. You can't come in. Fuck you. And then that kid's over on the lunch table by himself.
'Cause then you're just
and
getting a bunch
guess
of
what
echo
kids-
chambers.
Yeah. What kid comes to school with a gun and shoots it all up? The kid that got canceled. Like straight
The
up.
bully, yeah, right. The patronized
Straight
one,
up.
the bullied one.
Because
like,
I don't mean to be but like when you're canceling someone and you've got 14 million Twitter accounts calling to shut you down, you're gonna sit here and tell me that's not bullying? Like all social media did was extend high school to the rest of your life. That's all it really did. You're constantly up each other's ass. You always know who's fucking who. You always know which part of the world is getting blown up by what. It's
Yep.
constant. It's all the
Yep.
time. So like when you have a whole rally of righteous people who think they're right coming at you, whether how right or wrong they are, you're still an asshole. If you're on a wave of people coming to attack somebody, go fuck yourself, man.
Right.
Seriously.
Right.
Let that guy go through due process his own way. We've got that in store. We don't need fucking Kim from... what are you,
and
the
that's why
cashier
I'm
at Walmart?
a strong.
What,
I don't care what people say.
It's
Somebody could. I. This is my thing too.
the easiest part...
Today,
of-
I would prefer overt racism directed towards me.
Oh,
this
than
is
just
not a
the
personal-
subtle shit?
Than subtle shit.
Right.
Subtle shit. It's like not only are you disrespecting my intelligence to not be
Right.
able to
Think
for
that
you
I'm
to
not
think
seeing
that
this
I
shit?
don't see that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're not only being outwardly disrespectful to me as and my intelligence.
Yeah.
You're also being racist.
Right.
I don't
And,
need these.
and I see it.
right.
And I see it clear as
This
fucking
whole
day.
idea, like-
the blinders aren't on.
The white savior complex of today.
Why don't you
is
explain that quick?
fucking crazy.
Explain that quick. Because it's
It's-
actually one of the most rampant things in the
It's
fucking
the
world
inability
right now.
for white people to see. So I got to think about how to explain this because
I have a funny quote
Some
that I
white
would
people.
it's white people saying like, "That's a strong, independent people, and that is why they need me to speak for them." That is
it.
that is what's
That's it.
going on
It's like
all the
I
time.
don't need you. I don't
No.
want you.
Let them do.
Don't speak for me.
Let them have their moment. Like
I
there
don't-
was
right.
some white lady in the lead of the BLM movement. I don't mean to be that guy. Be at the parade, but you aren't the leader of the BLM movement. All right.
It's patronizing.
It's time
pandering.
to. It's time to let them have their moment, man.
right. And this is my thing. The people that do this.
Beyond time. 2020. Are you fucking serious? Like it's out of control. Seriously,
Right.
it's 2020.
Right. And so it's like.
It's not even the 60s, and we're out here talking about civil rights still. How fucked?
Right, and this is my thing. It's like the people who are that, you know, whether they recognize it or not with this white savior complex, they don't ever propose any actual
Solutions.
solutions.
No, just let's
They're
pan
not
to the problems.
solutionary at all.
Let's pan to the problems.
Just, hey, vote for us. We'll tell you what you want to hear, and then We'll talk about why we
In the
couldn't
next
do it
4
for another
years-
few years.
In the next 4 years, it's going to be great for
And
African
we'll lie
Americans.
again.
And then they just fuck off to DC for 4 years and never come visit your city again.
But don't pay attention to me getting rich off of your guys' backs. Don't pay attention to me,
Just helping my buddies out, my
buddies,
family,
my friends,
my
and not
incredible
caring what
cocaine
about it.
addiction that I have, and then jail all of your fathers for.
Forget about
all
all that
that
stuff
shit.
I promised you for the next 4 years, and then I'll promise you again, and then you can vote for me one more time, and then I still won't do it, and we'll just keep it going for 50 years.
And that's both aisles.
Yeah, no.
That's both sides.
And this is my thing. If you're a Republican listening right now,
You probably thought
and
you were
feel
talking about the Democrats.
and you feel like I was talking about Democrats. No, I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
And if you're a Democrat and you're like, yeah, fuck Republicans that do that shit.
Talking to
no,
you,
no,
bitch.
No, I'm especially talking about you too.
Yeah.
It's all of you.
It
fucking
is.
both sides,
And I
and I don't like any of you.
And what it is, and I thought about this a lot, was your whole time growing up when you're going to the guidance counselors, you're going through all this stuff, you're getting like sensitization videos and stuff. All you're learning is about how to like be sensitive to this group. That's it. Hey, be sensitive to that group. Or here's another idea. Okay, here's the deal. White, black, whatever colors. See all those people? Those are all the same people. All right, the seminar's over. Take care, everyone.
Right.
That's all it needs to fucking be.
What do we all have in common? Americans.
Okay, hold up.
Sweet.
Okay, yes, you're
Oh,
in. Get in.
We have a
Like-
pulse. All right. That's it. It's not that hard.
No, well, it is for a lot of people.
Unfortunately, fucking idiots. But like,
It got hot in here quick.
Yeah.
Did you see how hot that got in here?
we're passionate.
Well, it's because I've got like a fucking server, another computer.
Yeah, you got the whole
goddamn network
the whole
around.
network server going in here. That's so true, dude.
Yeah, dude. So
Yeah.
the one on the left is an ad blocker. So every time any ad that comes in or any like cookie or site track or anything like that blocks it, so it can't get into my
need
local
that.
network. And then the other one over there is because I've had people try to like log into my network before to take my files and shit because I fuck around in some dark parts of the internet sometimes.
Right.
And now I put that in there, and so if someone does come in, that's like a sandbox. So I put them in there, and I can keep them in there and do what I want with their shit, and like back IP trace them and figure out who it is. And then like one time, someone did come in, and the stupid fucking idiot had like he had like it was wide open. You go right back to his place, clicked on a picture, and then if you like click on metadata properties,
Right,
you can
right.
see GPS coordinates. So I typed that into Google Earth and took a picture of his house and sent it to him. Yeah, I'm like, stay out of my network, and I sent a picture of his house to him.
Probably shit bricks. This is my thing, dude. Like, leave
not-
people
yeah.
alone. This is a perfect example. Like
So what you
leave
did.
people alone.
You can come into my house, whether physically or not. I'm gonna come get you, bud.
It's like, I know where you live, bitch. That is so funny.
It's great.
That's
It's-
fucking awesome,
It's
man.
a great little tool. I made the second one. One of the neighbors down here is one of the IT guys for a really big casino, and he taught me that one.
That's sick.
Yep.
That is clutch.
And then that's a server. That's those are 2 storage drives. No, that's
The Netgear ones.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. You got the whole setup. That's sweet.
Yeah, I used to run it all in like just my little MacBook. Everything was on this. Everything.
Oh, now you got a bigger setup, huh?
Yeah, so all that's on here now is I'm still working on getting my files from that computer over to this one, so I still have to run like audio and for like ads and stuff from here, and then that's pretty much useless once I run ads. It just
Yeah.
sits there, and then
That's sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome, man. No, dude, like, this is I'm. It's so funny because I'm weirdly excited to see where we go from here, in a way, because I'm so like, I don't care regardless who wins.
No, either side, it's
Don't
not
care.
going to be great.
It's not gonna be great. And I don't believe it's gonna personally affect me because I'm not gonna let it.
No, again, I don't think it's gonna affect people who watch the news a lot more than the people who just pay attention to what's going on.
Unfortunately.
Like, there's 2 different realities. There's a current events reality, and then there's a newsreel reality. And one of them's on a 24-hour cycle, and they need shit all the time to put on there. And one of them posts like, I don't know, once a day at 5 p.m. on their website.
I pay more attention to international news
You
than
know,
I do like
exactly.
American news because
Dude,
American news is
people
fucking stupid.
like the BBC is reporting all about this crazy shit going on in America and the corruption and this and that, and then you turn on the news and it's like, oh, the groundhog saw a shadow today, isn't that
Right,
great?
yeah.
We got, oh my god, we're at the zoo.
Groundhog
Look at
Tribe,
these
shout out,
fish.
fuck Trump, Biden's a god, and
Yeah.
like,
Oh my
what
god!
is
Look at this
this?
dolphin! Look at that dolphin! It did a flip! Oh my god!
Literally,
And
dude.
stay tuned. We'll be back on the Today Show.
Right.
And then it goes away,
fucking
and then
nuts.
she fucking comes off the stage and she's like, "Mario, I said I want my fucking latte here." And then they have some undocumented guy who they picked up off the road, who they pretend to love on the air, and then treat like shit behind stage, like Ellen.
This is how patronizing this shit is. Yeah, have you seen the ad going around of the celebrities that got naked just to tell you to go vote?
Yes.
What kind of person do you think that appeals to?
I wrote a tweet.
What kind of fucking idiot?
I wrote a
is
tweet.
gonna be like, oh, I guess I
that
gotta
was
go
like,
vote now.
To all celebrities who are getting naked, how out of touch do you have to be to assume that is what's going to reach the average voter? And not only that, but think that they're going to now vote your way. If anything, they're going to get motivated to go and vote for the other guy.
Right.
Because nobody, as funny as you are, Lil Dicky, no one wants to see you naked with a fucking sock over your dick. And I'm sorry, Amy Schumer? What the fuck, girl?
Right.
Put it. You have had no. I'm sorry. No. You have a weight problem. You do. Fight me. Fight me. Okay. People who smoke cigarettes shouldn't smoke cigarettes. People who eat too much food shouldn't do that either. Fight me. Fuck off.
Right.
Number 2. You've been pregnant like twice. I don't want to see that. Nobody does. Nobody does. The whole positive body image. Good. Be positive about your body. Don't make me be positive about your body. I'm be positive about my own shit body I gotta take care of. I'm not trying to worry about your fucking body image too. Take care of your own goddamn body image. That's why it's called self-esteem. It's the esteem of your motherfucking self. Okay? You take care of your goddamn esteem that way. Don't come at me talk about fat shaming. Bitch, you don't like being fat shamed, lose some fucking weight.
Right.
You know what happened when I was fat shamed? I lost weight. Because I'll go to the bars wearing medium shirts and people are like, dude, your tits are out. I didn't like that, so I went and lost weight. The fuck over it. Fuck over it.
I feel like I was sitting there, I saw that,
What
and
was
I
I
was
even
like...
talking about now? I don't remember,
I was like, what kind of fucking pandering bullshit is this? Who is this gonna empower to go out and be like, yeah, I gotta go fucking vote? Like... That's the state of our country.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Egregious.
talking about the naked celebrities.
Yeah.
I
Egregious.
promise you, Amy, nobody wants to see that. I promise you, little Dicky.
And no regular-minded... Beyond that, no regular-minded person who's like a middle-of-the-road American, which the majority of us are,
There's a lot of times...
is going to see that and be like, yeah, I guess I'll go vote.
One of my comedian friends told me, before you make any decision, just think, is this something Chris Evans would do? Captain America actor? Is this something he would do? And I'm like, I didn't even know I liked that guy that much. It is not something he would do. I am not going to do that thing.
Although that guy's anti-gun, so I don't really care
Is
for
he?
him.
I don't know him enough. Keanu
I don't
Reeves.
give a rat's ass about celebrities' positions on shit because they often, more than not, don't know anything. They also are celebrities because they do a good job at their job, which is to entertain me.
Right.
And beyond that, I don't give a fuck what your opinion
It
is.
was like when Ricky Gervais went on the Golden Globes and just ripped everyone apart.
It was fantastic.
Dude, all of them thought they were going to get pampered. They're all saying, oh my god, the awards. We're going to get our awards now. Everyone come look pictures. Everyone get pictures. Meanwhile, I don't know if anyone's been to an award. Have you ever been to a real award show? Do you want to know what they are? You know all those flashes and shit? Those aren't cameras. They're strobe lights. Up on the balcony, there's about 7 strobe lights that are constantly flashing at different times. There's usually 2-3 photographers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all
That's
fake.
why you only see like the top 3 magazines with pictures of Jennifer Aniston all the time.
Yeah, it's all fake. It's
No
all-
one
it's all
else
for
is
show.
taking. You see thousands of pictures, and you see like one image come out in the newspaper about her
Yep.
because those are fake. Those aren't real.
Yeah.
And it's been fake the whole time. So
Yep.
like that's. I don't think people realize that, and they're like, "Well, we
It's
didn't
all
hide
propaganda,
it,
dude.
What do you mean you didn't hide it? You've purposely left that you were using those out for like 40 years in TV. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The only reason why people know is because like when Vine got big, and I got
Oh, yeah,
invited
and all
to-
they started going to
I
them?
got invited to the Vine Awards because I actually had a decent Vine account.
Hey, there you go.
And then they were like, no. And so, like, every time I get good at something, someone comes along and shuts it down. You notice that shit?
Fuck 'em, that's just
Get
a
good
push
at
to
pod-
get
Yeah,
go
we're
harder.
the virus, and we gotta shut down the comedy clubs. Jake, fuck you. Also, that's it. That's the speech. That's our president. Every
That's
time.
just more effort, like ammo to go harder, dude.
Dude, I swear to God, some days I have to like just shove a full ass ice cream up my ass to get going. Like it's out of control some mornings. Like, I bet you're like, do I want to be a comedian? Should I get a job? Like, do I want to be a comedian? And then I think back to like, wait, no, you don't want a job.
All the shit you can make
Fuck
fun
jobs. Fuck jobs. Those are so gay. I hated having a job, dude. I'll tell you how bad I am at having jobs. I don't think I lasted 6 months at my last job.
of. Yeah.
My
It's
best
just not
friend's-
for everybody. It's
My
not everybody's
best
meant
friend's
to do
dad
that.
hired me, and I
Yeah.
still got. So like, what happened was like I worked in this factory, and it's constantly a shithole. Breaks like 19 OSHA regulations. There's like sort of like solvent in the ink that like makes
Right.
it liquidy all over the floor. It vaporizes into the air. You're breathing it in all the time. It's terrible.
Oh, sounds healthy.
Very bad. The machines are from like the 40s. Like a Jewish slave is in the back cranking the shit. No, not really. No, it's not. But fuck, man. I took a picture of the mess one day and I put it on Twitter and I was like, holy shit. And my manager printed off the tweet, full color image. I had to have cost them like 58 cents in ink to print that off. And they brought it to me on a clipboard before I could even enter the front door. And they were like, hold on, we gotta go. Hey, can someone come out with me? Because I have to have like a rule of two when you're firing someone.
Right.
And they come outside. And I got canned, yeah.
That's
And
hilarious,
they were
dude.
like, well, we were going to lay you off for COVID. So I got laid off for COVID so I could get the extra, which was nice. But, yeah, they just didn't like me very much there.
That's my thing. Is
they,
like
they would leave a mess.
as
And,
a worker, though, that's respectable because you have to have enough respect to know when a company is taking advantage of you, your health, your longevity as a human being.
Oh, after
to be able
I
to
left,
say, "Fuck you, I'm out."
well, what's great about it is this company, they put a piece of paper on the wall in pen. They wrote, no phones. Okay, that's going to stop me. It's about as useful as a no gun sign. Like,
right.
Seriously.
Facts.
So I'm in there just taking videos of all the damage, taking pictures. I'm constantly photographing everything.
Yeah.
And I submitted
It's like
all
if
of
you
it
have
to
nothing
OSHA.
to hide, same thing. You
I
got nothing to hide,
submitted
you got nothing to worry about.
all of it to OSHA.
Yeah, good.
Every last bit.
Fucking good. Because this is my thing.
Fuck
It's
you.
like these corporations. Like I'm all for capitalism, but in America we have crony capitalism.
Yeah, we have
And it's
have
fucked.
government subsidized capitalism
Yep.
here.
And so
Which is why it
it's like
doesn't
capitalism,
fucking
like
work.
light, the slow version of capitalism.
Yeah.
And
It's the not Miller Draft, it's Miller Lite.
right. And so for me, it's like the way these companies are allowed to treat workers because they know that they can always find somebody to replace you, so they don't truly have to care about you.
Yeah.
And two, that often they won't face any repercussions for the questionable shit they do. Okay, that's how they feel. So, as a worker, you've got to be prepared and in the mindset of, okay, if this company truly doesn't give a fuck about me, this rhetoric they're giving me is just for show, it's not
Yep.
really what it is. And if you feel your life is in danger or under threat or that you deserve better, you set your self-worth. So you got to be prepared to be like, all right, fuck you, I'm out. I'm going to go get a different job. I'm
Straight
going to do
up.
what I want to do.
Straight up.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Straight up. And one
Nothing.
of the biggest things I learned, because even when I had a job, that wasn't my primary income. I made more doing this.
Right.
And made more doing comedy. I don't make more doing comedy now, because there hasn't been any. But, like, when you take a job, you can't put all your eggs in one fucking basket. You need to spread it out. And I
Right.
don't mean have, like, 3 jobs.
Because a
I
job is
mean-
an investment in yourself.
Yeah.
It's just like investing in property and real
Everything's an
estate.
investment. If you're putting your time into something, it's an investment, period. Your time has value. And
Yeah.
if you aren't recognizing...
Whether that's a good investment or not is
Yeah.
a different question. But
your
it's
time,
an investment, right?
Exactly.
So, and that just comes down to you being smart, right? It's like, can I go
Well,
put...
a lot of it's whether or not you're going to take what people tell you at face value, too.
100%.
Like, a company comes forward and tells you safety is their number one priority, yet all of them canceled hazard pay during the coronavirus pandemic. Is it still the number one priority?
Nope.
Probably fucking not.
Nope.
Zebra Printing, who makes labels and all that shit, they've had, like, 5 confirmed corona cases on every shift, and then they made people work overtime, and they didn't pay them the overtime wage until 5 hours into overtime, which isn't fucking legal in the first
Nope.
place. But what are you going to do, get a lawyer? You'll make enough to get a lawyer, so good luck.
They know, and that's what I mean. They know that as individuals we can't. I think class action suits against
Yep.
corporations be much bigger.
Yep.
Much more popular. Like if a group of employees were bold enough to just take it to the fucking the employer.
Yep.
Because a lot of lawyers will get behind class action suits that have a massive amount of people
Yep.
that are
'Cause
good suits.
then the lawyers are
because
gonna
they'll
get
still
paid.
get paid.
Yep.
And so it's like if workers were like had the ability, because I know a lot of times in the contracts that workers sign, which you got to read your contracts.
Yep.
If you're
Do
signing
not
something,
sign-
don't sign some shit till you read it.
Don't sign NDAs, by
But
the
as
way.
long as it doesn't have like a clause where you're giving up your right to sue
Yep.
the fuck out of somebody if they're doing something wrong. If
Even-
they're doing some illegal shit.
Even
Small
if
shit.
it's just like the threat of serving them papers. Like there was one time I did get fucked. I remember because Minnesota had it where you were allowed to smoke hemp but not THC. So when I worked there, I didn't smoke weed. I smoked hemp, and they still didn't like it because it smelled like weed. So they tried to like make me go home for a week unpaid, and I was like, bet. And I went to the court, filled out a suit document, and then one of my sponsors is a lawyer. So I called him and just asked him for advice, and then I brought it to work the next day, and I was like, hey, I'd like to be paid for this full week, and I'm still going to be gone for the week, by the way, but I'd like to be paid for the full week or I'll see you in court. And I ended up getting paid for the full week plus overtime like I normally would.
Hell yeah.
I didn't work a minute that week.
That's fucking good. That's what it is.
Do not let people fuck you over.
Nope.
They need to learn. Oh, well, I'm the manager. Okay, that means you have a lot more liability, motherfucker. So if you want to play that game, we can go there. We can
Right.
go there. It's a fun game to
just
play.
in every aspect of my life right now, I'm doing my best to treat myself
Yeah,
as best as I can.
So one of my friends, and I was going through some shit back in the day, and he was like, dude, you need to look out for yourself first, and then other people second, because I was always worried about what the fuck other people are doing. And he's like, what is that going to do? What is that going to do? What? So they can go and have a great life and leave you behind?
Right.
Because they will.
They sure fucking will.
'Cause
They
they
won't
will.
remember all those little things you were doing for them.
Nope.
People are selfish, dude.
You do your thing, man. You
what
got
it
to
is.
do what you got to do.
Yeah, man.
Like, for instance, he doesn't listen to my podcast, so it's fine. But I was gonna live with him, which is kind of another reason why I'm getting my own place again. But he like flipped out on me on the highway one day after I got cut off by somebody. I had to hit the brakes. He got out of the car on the freeway, walked home. I'm serious. This is like 4 miles. Walking, leaves the freeway on foot, exits like it turns left like comes home, walks. By the way. And then he comes and tells me, he's like, I have no interest in living with you. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I went and told person who owns the house, I'm like, hey, I'm moving out November 1st. I got it by the way. And he's getting kicked out and he doesn't have anywhere to go. So it's like, well, there you go. There you go. How'd that pride work out?
It's fucking
So
karma,
you
dude.
need to worry. You need to make sure that you are set the fuck up. You got to worry about yourself. If you're worried about your pride before yourself, because those are two different things.
Yeah.
Those are two very different things.
Right.
Your ego and your pride is like a separate guy over here who's like, nah, man, we're the shit. We're cool. We're the
Right.
shit. He's the guy who has the hood up with the drawstrings a little tight with the
The other
sunglasses
side
on
is just being
inside.
prepared.
And the other side is
life.
the guy with the fucking pen protector, and he's got the shit in there, and he's going through your checkbook with the calculator. Well,
Yep.
hold on, we have an
He's
expense
got his
over here that
fucking
I don't
list.
remember you doing.
Yep.
And that's that's the other half.
And you got to balance
And,
between them.
and that's the guy you need to rely on a little more these days, to be honest with you.
Facts. Facts.
Take care of
100%, dude.
yourself in the way that you take care of all your finances. But at the
Yep.
same time, when someone comes to step on your toes, you need to nip that. And there is a fine line to draw. And you can't go one too far over the other because
And it's good to be respectful about it. You don't have to be a dickhead.
No.
Right? It's never. I don't think it's ever a bad thing to stand up for yourself, but also by doing it by being the
Yeah.
bigger person.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You could have a dickhead manager who's a complete twat to you in every aspect, every regard. He's never shown you respect. He or she, who you don't respect, point blank.
Right.
And you don't have to be the asshole when
No.
you say fuck yourself. You know what I mean?
Right,
There's
exactly.
respectful ways to say, hey, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
And so find those ways, do that, because that stings more than you getting mad. Them getting a rise out of you is making you look bad, right?
Oh, for
So
sure.
you have to be able to, stick it to them, but make sure that you keep your composure,
It's
which is great.
Calm yet firm, which is how you got to live your life calmly yet
Right.
firmly.
Yep.
So, like for instance, if you
Direct.
have like I don't anymore. I don't have friends anymore where when I say I don't want to do something, I don't have friends that go, "Oh, come on, man." It has never worked. It's never gonna work. If I tell you no, the answer's fucking no. And my friends know that about me, and they respect that.
Yeah.
And that is like one of those qualities that you need to find in somebody. Like, if you are the type of person too who's constantly, oh dude, come on, stop it, man.
Right.
You are the friend nobody wants around because you're
Right.
doing that shit. I can
Exactly.
assure you.
Exactly. Your peer pressure doesn't have an effect on
And
me.
if you're hanging out with a bunch of other people who are doing that, take a look around the room quick. Is there an ashtray on the table filled up with ash that you have not dumped out yet?
Right.
Okay, probably.
'cause
Are there
you're all the
bongs
same.
on the table? Are any of you at work?
You're all unproductive
If
fucks.
all those answers make you think I'm not doing a great job right now, you should probably
Find a new
And
crew.
hey, I get it. I was in your spot once, which is why I picked out those specific events. Been there, but it's about getting the fuck up, man.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like
Definitely,
no one
like-
becomes a comedian because shit's going well. No one's like, hey, I have my life together. I should be a comedian, man. Like that is never the case.
It's like there's a lot of fucked up shit I can make fun of.
It's like, dude, my life has been like so fucked. It's hilarious. Like it's
Right.
so stupid. The shit that this is so outrageous.
And
that
that's
you
props
could make.
to you for making good on it. You
But
know
that's
what
the
I mean?
thing.
Like
You got to take what you got
Yep,
and fucking
turn it
do
around.
something with it.
Yep.
Because what are comedians? All right, yeah. So I was in a cab in L.A. and I shit my pants from overdosing on Xanax and blah. It's that shit, and it's fucking hilarious
It's
because you're
super
like,
funny.
what? People are doing what out there?
yes, sir.
And like, we are getting paid to take that 17 years off of our life. That's what we get paid to do.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No doubt. I need a bathroom break.
Yeah,
I
go
do.
for it. I'll take a pause. We'll be
Perfect.
right back, motherfuckers.
So many people say that
All
too.
right,
They're like,
we're
"Yo,
back.
when'd you get that?"
We're back. We're back. 1, Okay. All right, we're back. Hello. Hi. What were we talking about before we went somewhere?
Dude,
Whatever.
I don't know.
Let's just start. Let's just start somewhere.
We were on the grind.
Oh. Guess who's back on YouTube? I was gonna show you this. Remember Tyrone?
Oh shit, Tyrone. Goddamn shit. Yo. Stop that goddamn shit up, man. Show me shit well, man. And the goddamn cigarette, yo, water looking motherfucker. Fuck all that. You know, I was like, put that goddamn shit down, man. Family. Fuck all that. What's up?
Did I say I appreciate you? You know I appreciate you.
Hey, yo!
This gotta be like 1,000. Yo, this progress period. And I'm about to get another phone.
I'm Tyrone. And fuck this Martin looking. Fuck all that goddamn cancer shit.
Yo, what?
Fuck all that cancer shit.
Fuck is you doing? Fuck save your fucking life, man.
You ain't trying to save my fucking
Fuck
life,
all that
nigga.
goddamn cancer shit. I'm Tyrone. Fuck all that nasty ass cancer shit. Put your goddamn hands on me, man. I just saved your fucking life. What's up? You stupid, bro. Fuck all that, man. That's my goddamn family, man.
Camera guy comes
Fuck all
in.
that. Fuck this fake ass A Boogie with the hoodie on. Fuck that smoke. I'm Tyrone. And fuck this fake ass John Jones. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. 3 strikes is enough. You out of here. Shit. Tyrone. What, man? What do you want, man?
Where you going?
Fuck you mean where I'm going? I'm taking this goddamn feline back, sitting all on my damn
That's
floor.
not a feline, huh?
It is a goddamn feline. I know what a feline is. You a goddamn feline, old Garfield looking motherfucker.
Great.
When the fuck the dogs wear diapers and
Latest
shit?
video?
Huh? Look at that.
What's that?
This is his latest video?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I could not handle this
Oh,
guy.
man.
Some days
He's so out of pocket. Damn.
I'm Tyrone. And fuck this
Tyrone is
fake
like-
John Jones looking ass motherfucker.
Tyrone's just 2020 with all of our plans. Fuck your plans.
Straight up, all of us have our plans as a cigarette, and he just comes along. I'm Tyrone, and fuck this stupid fake ass looking motherfucker.
That shit is hilarious.
Calls people a stupid ass looking motherfucker.
He's so
You
out
should
of
be
pocket.
thanking me. Get your hands off me. I just saved your fucking life.
I just saved your
Smacks.
life.
He's holding up a car
Oh.
and he fucking smacks his
He's
hand.
fucking bold, yo. He is
bold is an
Oh,
understatement.
it's
He gets
great.
his ass whooped by this dude for smacking his head.
fucking amazing.
Oh
miss
my
that
god.
guy.
Do you still
Vine
work
is
for the
legendary.
airport? For Delta?
Yeah, I still do. I'm
They're
just
dope.
still off perpetually from
Oh,
COVID.
for whatever.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I'm seasonal, so they didn't call us back this year.
Gotcha.
They call me back next year. Great. If they don't, then I'm just not working for Delta anymore, I guess.
Oh,
That would suck.
that would really suck, man.
But my biggest thing is, like, I am still doing my flight instructing thing. I've gotten 600 plus hours right now, so
Dope.
I need another 350 or 400. And
To
I've
get
already
your
got the
ATP?
Yeah, and I've gotten a job lined up with a regional carrier already. So.
Oh, very nice. Which carrier, dude?
I prefer not to say for now.
Okay,
but,
that's fair. That's
yeah.
good.
But yeah, so that's lined up, and then just waiting for COVID stuff to rebound.
Yeah, dude. Same.
So
Same.
that's kind of all it is. It's once that rebounds and I get these next 350 or 400 hours.
Do you have
then I'll
students
a job,
right now?
so- Yeah,
How many students you got?
I have 4, but
Oh.
they're all on the back end of their private
Okay.
pilot stuff, so they're all on that solo stage.
So have they done the solo cross country yet?
Yeah, they're all working on that stuff
Dope.
right now, all
Dope.
but one. And so I just was actually talking to my boss about it the other day. I'm gonna have a few more students coming soon. So
Very, very nice.
still a steady flow, which is good. That's reassuring. I'm working on my double I right now, so I'm gonna have that fairly soon.
Very cool.
About halfway through that course. It's just been a long process because
How much extra is it to get your double I on top of your
Cost?
CFI? No, like training wise.
Training?
Yeah.
Oh, it's super easy. It's like 20 more lessons. It's
Oh,
not-
really?
Yeah, it's nothing, and they're easy lessons. It's basically just making sure you can teach IFR stuff.
Okay.
Um,
Are you going through the UND extension?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Very
Yep.
cool.
So
What do you,
it's super.
they
smooth.
have Cherokees?
We have archers now.
Oh.
The new ones. They're super nice.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
You guys got archers?
Mhm.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they're all brand new and well, fairly new. We get all of them from Grand Forks for like after a couple years. But
Okay.
Brand new compared to the Cessnas, and they
Right.
fly way better. We have the new G1000s inside of them. The new
Dude.
G1000 NXI is
No, what's really
a
sad?
step above.
Like I flew a 6-pack. I say the other day, but it was more like a couple months, whatever ago.
Have you been flying out here?
No, not down here yet.
Okay.
But I flew a 6-pack with my friend in New York, and we flew down the Hudson River.
Sick.
And oh, dude, beyond sick! It was
Yeah.
the coolest. Like you're flying by, and One World Trade Center's right here. and
Right.
You're like air traffic control. We want to look at the Statue of Liberty, and he's like, "All right, let's go do like a circle around it." And you just circle the Statue of Liberty till you're done looking at it, and then you just leave, and then you go do what you want. It's
That's so
the
sick.
chillest.
I've
But-
always wanted to go fly out in New York.
but I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the G1000, and that was like Uh-oh.
I mean,
Part 61
realistically-
has departed my life.
Yeah,
Part
but like
60
realistically, the six pack is on the way out. and,
I
like,
know, but it's one of those things where it's like you don't. It's like when you give up an old video game and you
Yeah.
still want to play
it's
it.
definitely nostalgic. That's how
you
I started
know?
training, was on six pack. I did
Yeah.
my first private pilot basically all on six pack.
Yep.
And I do like it. It's fun. It's different. I feel like it's more challenging because
It
of
is.
how.
It's like driving a
easy
stick shift.
G1000
It's
has
the
made
stick
everything.
shift. It's
Yep.
like everyone loves them a stick, but if
Yeah.
you're going to get a daily driver, most people are going to get the automatic because it's easier.
Right.
You know, like on a G1000, you fucking, all right, where are we going? KATW. Line.
When it comes to cross countries, though, I actually got to do something I had been wanting to do since I graduated Grand Forks. I got
autopilot?
to fly up to Grand Forks and ferry a
Dude,
plane down.
I
Yeah.
saw.
And that was a fun fucking trip.
How
When I tell you, G1000 makes flight planning fucking easy. G1000 plus 4 flight.
Did it have autopilot in it?
No.
Okay, no. So you still have to fly it by hand.
Yeah.
Still.
But they trim out super nice.
Yeah, very nice.
And we just did 6 hours a day. So we split up into 2 days, did 6 hours each day, and it was smooth.
Yeah,
it was a
that's
blast.
like a third of the time it took me to get here from there. So
Yeah.
next time I'm just gonna fly a plane.
And realistically,
Dude,
I could have done it in one day. It was like 11 hours total that we needed. But
know what we could make? This is an invention. We could make a plane trailer. We're gonna put a trailer and put wings on it, and just attach that. You know,
So a cargo plane.
it'd be like a fifth wheel. No. We don't want it one body. We want like the plane, and then I want like a trailer hitch, and I want it to take off like it's in like the movie
think there was
Christmas Vacation.
I think there was a concept for that where it wasn't that. It was like an aircraft, but the cabins. So that it was...
the car.
No. So like it was like... So imagine an aircraft, right?
Yep.
But you know how we have the aircraft today. So you know the Franklin or the Ericsson Sky Crane looks
Yep.
like, right, where the back is missing.
Yep.
So imagine an airplane that has that shape with wings, right?
Okay.
And instead of having one cabin that's permanently attached to the fuselage, you have cabins that just drive up, they plug in, and then you take off with the thing and you land. And instead of having to wait for turnaround time, you just preload the next cabin that's already been loaded with passengers and bags onto the airframe. The other one gets disconnected, and then you can take it somewhere else and have passengers disembark. So it speed
You've
up.
got to be
efficiency.
shitting me.
So like it was a concept, like a completely digital thing. It
That
wasn't like real.
would be
But it'd be cool.
so
It's a cool
cool.
idea.
Yeah.
If they could get it to where it's safe and like functional. And
Yo.
the other benefit of it, because the cabin can disconnect, if there was some catastrophic failure with the
Yep.
aircraft, you could just disconnect
Yep.
it and have it parachute down.
Jettison the people. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. And I thought that was a cool fucking idea if they could ever make it work.
Speaking of airplanes, guess who I have coming on the show?
Who?
The guy who figured out where MH370 went. Larry
What?
Vance from the NTSB.
Really? Also, where the fuck did it go? Because I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, like people stopped caring about it after, like it ran on
I
CNN
know they
for like
found
3
a
months
flaperon
straight.
once.
Yeah, they found actually parts of the wing, the flaperon, the gear, some other pieces.
Oh, so they found it. They
found-
basically found a good chunk.
yeah.
Especially after all the time, like that's all you're gonna really find. if there's no
Basically, he
floating.
was like, instead of doing like what the governments were doing, he tried to dig into this guy's life and figure out what was going on with him and where he was likely going to go. And he found out on his home simulator. I don't want to talk. I'm not going to talk too much. This is going to it's going to be dope. But like, yeah, dude, I have him coming on. It's going to be dope.
I'm excited.
He was
That'll be sick.
I think he got sick and he was supposed to be on this month, and then poor guy, but
Gotta just wait.
got
Wait it out.
the old positive antibody test, so you have to wait. You
Yeah.
know. But yeah, he's. I think that was him. I'm sorry, Larry, if it's not you who got sick. It might have been someone else. But either way, it's gonna be dope.
Hell yeah, that's gonna be exciting. Well, definitely text me when that one's coming
Dude,
up, and I'll be there.
oh
for
yeah,
it.
and I'll send you. I'll send the book with you, so you can. It's a
Oh,
really
hell
good
yeah.
book.
They have a book on it.
I have the audio copy, so I'll just put it on a thumb drive and send it with you.
My man.
Or I can just share my audio. It's on Google Drive, so I can just share the audio file with you too.
Yeah, you should be able to just shoot it to my
Yeah.
phone.
Yep.
Or email it to me.
Yep.
And I can just download it.
It's good.
Clutch.
Yeah.
I didn't know they found that. That's awesome.
Yep.
It's crazy how fast people forget about tragedies.
Everyone just like didn't
Except
give
for
a
when
shit
it's
anymore.
expediently like,
Right.
or when it's like valuable to them.
Right,
For some
right.
type of shit they're trying to push.
Yeah, dude, that
Crazy.
should have still been big news, but no. And like at the end of the day,
They didn't find any bodies though, huh?
the Malaysian government won't acknowledge. So the Malaysian government has the pieces.
So they're
and-
thinking that this guy is suicided with
Yeah.
the plane.
So
That's
I
tragic.
already almost halfway said it. He had exact dry run simulations multiple times on Microsoft Flight Simulator on his home PC
Of where he was going.
Where he was going. So they just took it, went there. Oh my god.
Plane parts.
And well,
Damn.
where it landed, it's way too deep for people to go down there and get it
To
yet.
recover, yeah.
So I think they're gonna send
Rovers. Mm-hmm.
drones or whatever. This is all new shit, by the way. This isn't like forever ago. This is like recent.
Okay.
Yeah, like the book just came out, which is why he's coming on to talk about it.
So they're gonna find. Yeah, they'll probably use rovers, and
Yep.
that'll be nuts.
I have two people. I have two authors coming on. I have Anthony Amor too from the Isabella Gardner Museum.
What's that?
It's in Boston. We're not going to specifically talk about the heist because he's the head of security there and he's not allowed to talk about it yet. It's still
Active
$500 million is missing from that
Museum?
Yeah. So two people dressed up as police officers went in. I'll talk about it because we can't talk about it on the podcast. But two people as police officers dressed up and said that they had an alarm or something. And so the security guard let the police officers in, and this is not real cops. Handcuffed him before he could get behind the desk and push the panicle button, and they stole like some of the most famous pieces of art in history, and they're still missing to this day. And yeah, so
That's like a dead ass, like the show, like what's that show? Leverage or some shit, or like
fucking,
Ocean's 13.
yep,
like that's
yep,
some legit
yep.
shit.
And like to this day, the FBI has no idea where the art is.
When did this happen?
1985.
Oh, so this was a long time ago.
And it's the biggest heist in world history. No one's ever this is the biggest heist in world history. And I have the fucking head of security coming on talking to me about it. What?
That's fucking tight.
What's my life?
That's dope, dude.
I know, it's fucking crazy.
That's exciting.
But he's also former DHS. He's also former White House. He's former congressional something.
Right.
And he owns his own security firm right now. So
That's sick, dude.
And he wrote like 3 books about like stealing Rembrandts and stealing other pieces of art.
Right.
So like, it's gonna be dope.
That's gonna be sick. That's this month.
That is November 11th.
Perfect.
No, my pay-per-view event's November 11th.
Wait, what's this? What's the pay-per-view?
Oh shit, dude! I got a pay-per-view event, by the way. I'm gonna be on
Comedy?
pay-per-view. Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, dude. Isn't that crazy? What?
That is sick, my man.
Yeah, dude. I'll put more on my page. I don't have all the
Hell
deets
yeah.
yet, and it's actually coming close. I should probably get some deets more concrete. But like, yeah, dude.
That's gonna be
A
awesome.
bunch of other people. It's gonna be dope.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
exciting.
you.
Big
Thank you.
news.
I'm pretty.
Hell yeah.
I've got some jokes that people are either really like or really not. There's
if they
there's
don't,
really not gonna be
fuck
much.
'em.
But I'm that type of person. You either like me or you fucking don't.
Don't,
I have
right.
yet to meet people who are like, yeah, he's alright. Like I've never met anyone that said that. I've either met people who are like, hey, what's up, man? Or I've met people who are like, fuck you and fuck your dad for fucking having you too, you fucking dick. Like seriously. I don't have an in between. I have people who love or hate.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, that's awesome.
I have
That's
a
gonna be
very.
exciting.
It's just my personality. I don't have like much of a. What is it like where, like you beat around the bush and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I call a rabbit, man. It's not.
I just
that's
straight
the-
shooting is best to me.
Yeah, I don't fuck around. Like when people are like, "Oh, well, he didn't mean that." I'm like, "He didn't mean that."
Right.
And I just start a scene. Like that's
Hell yeah,
fucking
dude.
me. So people either like me or they don't.
That's gonna be so exciting. I'm excited because I wasn't able to get up to one of your shows in Minneapolis because I was down here.
They weren't even that great, so it's fine.
There you go.
They were fun. They were, but like. I loved Minneapolis, and I liked Acme, and I liked the House of Comedy, and I liked the comedy stuff over there. But some
Because I
of the,
live across the street from Mall of America up there.
and
I
I-
actually just sold that place.
So
but-
my other Minnesota comedians, I'm not calling all of you out, but some of the comedians up there are in a real clique, and they really think that they are Joe Rogan and friends, man.
Right.
Oh my God, do they think they're fucking somebody? Never heard of any of them in my life. Mind you, I don't have a giant name either, but never heard of any of them. And like, they go to like open mics and like just hog all the mic time, and like new comedians don't get any time. It's the same 10 fucking dudes every week on stage saying the same fucking jokes, and it's boring. And that's why like 5 people would always come watch those open mics. And then you come down here, and like if you've been on stage, you don't go back on stage for another month. Like, so
Like,
you
that's
have to
the rule.
constantly rotate all these fucking scenes all the time.
That's good.
To get stage time, because you're not allowed to just pack a place all the time. So you get to know people a lot better. People get to know you more. You get around a lot more. So like,
Right.
it's better for the comedian.
You get a wider audience.
It's better for the comedian in the long run to
Yeah.
not do what they're doing, but they're so some of them are so far up their ass that they just aren't seeing it. And the thing that pisses me off is like when I started comedy in like high school, when I like started thinking I was funny,
Right.
and whatever, like comedy was a failing art. Like, comedy clubs are going out of business. Like I was going into comedy and people were like, "Dude, you are going to be so poor." Like
I feel like
they're-
that was back when it was like.
But that's what
kinda
I'm saying.
Sheltered. Do you remember it went through that phase where it was like you couldn't say shit?
It was dangerous. It was like it was dangerous to be a comedian.
Right.
But like, and now that it's like cool to be a comedian,
Now comedy is dangerous.
but
again.
now, like clubs all think they're the shit. Like it's like, dude, you guys were going out of business not fucking 2 years ago,
Right.
and now you're paying your headliner $50. Try again. Try
Right.
fucking again.
Right.
Unbelievable. Like, how quickly people have forgotten.
Yeah, that's
like,
how it works. It's
Comedy
frustrating.
was not, I'll say it, comedy did not matter until, like, Richard Pryor died. Comedy stopped mattering until Joe Rogan came around.
Nah, Dave Chappelle was still there.
Yeah, but he went away.
He went away because he was tired of the bullshit.
Right,
like
but
us.
he went away. And, like,
His comedy just stayed.
Right, well, like, his comedy stayed in the way that we all to this day quote Dave Chappelle jokes to each other from Chappelle's show. It only had 2 seasons, and to this day
And
we're
it's
all,
still the
you know what you
greatest
should do,
show."
United Nations? You should sanction me with your army. Oh, wait a minute, you don't have an army. Guess that means you get to shut the fuck up. It's like this show is priceless.
He is a legend.
Yeah, living legend.
Living legend.
Exactly, but
I'm
like,
so glad he's come back.
but like his Joe Rogan's podcast got big. Like
Yeah.
I remember I went to the Comedy Store one time and there was like 7 people in the audience. Rogan's podcast gets big and he
It's
talks about the
packed.
store and you can't even get in the fucking door anymore.
Yep.
And but like the thing is, a lot of the clubs think it's them that are doing this. Like, oh, we are. Look at we're the
Right, not the
we
talent.
are. We house. We're the home. Comedy lives here. No. Comedy lives in the comedians, and they go to your. People are doing comedy in parking lots right now. Do you think
Right.
they need your? Do you
That's what
honestly
Dave
think?
Chappelle started doing for a while. Like when he
Dude,
came back.
when I first got here, none of the clubs were open. I was on the strip walking around with my like little microphone and thing until
That's
my
smart.
battery died. That's
Yeah.
what I was doing. So like clubs come out here thinking that they're like the fucking we don't need you. You need us.
Right.
And don't get it twisted.
Because like you think about it, like if all of you guys just was like, let's open our own, these other existing clubs would be fucked.
That's what happens sometimes in some places.
Would be fucked.
There were like the Comedy Store was made by comedians
Yep.
because other places sucked.
Yep.
That's why you
That's how
could
it
go
should
in the
be.
back room and do blow at the Comedy Store with
That's how
Richard
it should
Pryor.
be.
Like,
That's why one day I want to get my own gun range open so I can just have the control over it.
just do what
and
Joe Rogan
do what
did.
I want.
He just bought like a ranch and he's buying houses for all of his friends, and they're all going to live on a ranch with a gate, and no one can come in, and it's just going to be them with the friends. And they're gonna. It's fucking
That's clutch.
great, dude. It's
That is
so
fucking
great.
sweet. That's goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Me like.
I need Joe Rogan money now.
Who's cool? Yeah, I'm gonna let me just quick sign a $100 million Spotify contract quick. By the way, how funny are the Spotify employees doing like, well, you don't censor Joe Rogan and we're gonna quit. Okay, all right, hold on. Do you think the executives of Spotify are gonna get rid of the $100 million asset for the $15.75 an hour editor? Get the fuck out of town. You
Dude,
are
and,
a
like,
dime a piece.
Just the fact that they would even try that laughs in the face of the fact that they don't know who Joe Rogan is. He speaks out about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he is so anti-censorship.
Yeah.
As he should be.
Yeah.
Because fuck your feelings.
Fuck your feelings. Seriously.
Just facts. Like,
Nobody cares, dude.
it is what it is.
I'll tell you right now, like when you're unemployed and you're fucking down your shit, does anyone care about you? Be honest. When you're unemployed, did anyone come to you like, "Hey man, I really think you're struggling. I'd like to help you out."
Our government sure doesn't
No,
because they
you
didn't
know what
do anything
happens
for us.
when something like that happens? All your friends disappear. You're alone.
It's only when you're
that
up.
happens.
They're up when you're up.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you're hitting tough shit, no one's there for you.
Yep.
Just keep that in mind. So
And the ones who are, keep them around.
truly, in my earnest, fuck your feelings, because nobody cares about your feelings at all.
Nope.
You could literally be hungry, poor, and at the end of your luck, and your friends with money will be like, "Hey man, sorry to hear how tough it's going over there."
Good
and
luck.
they won't do shit.
They'll be like, good luck.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
Wish I could do more.
which why, like right now, like now that I'm finally doing okay for myself, and like you get all these fucking people who are suddenly coming out of the woodwork again.
Hey bro, how you
No,
doing?
no.
Can I get some
My
tickets?
third day down here, I already had people asking if they could come chill for the weekend. Third day. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. In fact, you were the reason I was so depressed in the Midwest. I remember
You
you,
can
guys,
stay the fuck away from me.
dude. Like there were times I was sitting in a room full of my friends, and they would all be in a group chat without me in it. Make plans, stand up at once, and leave, and I'm in the house by myself now. And like these
I've
same
seen
people,
that happen
what's
for me
going on,
too.
man? Should we go? No. Now, no. Don't come to my shows even. I don't even want you to
Don't
buy a
leech
ticket.
off of me.
Don't even buy a ticket to my show. Don't come.
I hear it.
You weren't there when I started. Don't be there when I'm ending it.
Nope.
Don't be around.
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
Don't be around.
I keep my circle small. Like,
You know how many friends came to my shows in comedy in North Dakota?
how many?
One. His name is Nathan Runge. The only one. He came to every show.
Yeah.
Every show. Every fucking show.
just
He
like-
heard my jokes 17 times in a row,
Yep.
and he would come with me every week. That is the type of people you need around.
That's what I'm saying. It's the people who are going to stick by you and actually put their work where their mouth is. Like I'm showing you that I support you,
Dude.
Like I want you to be
I
successful.
think that's a big thing with our generation too. Is I take my friends very seriously.
Yeah.
I don't
I have a lot of acquaintances and very few friends.
Exactly.
Like, that's it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because if I don't know that I can call you and you would at least be genuine to me, to be like, yeah, I can't do this for you right now because of this, and you're genuine about
Yeah.
it. If you can't be that open and honest with me, like, hey man, I've got this going on, it's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
Or on the opposite end, like, be like, yeah man, come through, like I've got your back if you need it. Then, I'm sorry,
What are we
like,
doing?
because that's how I'd be for you. If
Yeah.
I consider you a friend,
Yeah.
and you really need
it's
something,
pure real
and I
here.
can actually help,
Yep.
I'm gonna help you. That's
Yeah.
what friends do.
Yeah.
I don't have time to be wasting with people that I don't consider
No.
people that I would give my time for.
Not at all.
Because I don't have it to give.
Not at all.
So if you get my time,
Yeah. Exactly.
that's that.
Exactly. I
You
had
know,
a roommate.
that's it.
You ever have a roommate who's going to do something really dumb, and you're like, I need to be real with you real quick, like that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, if
Well,
you,
one of my friends, one
if
of my
you
close
don't
friends.
have that moment with them, they
Yeah.
would have done the stupid thing.
Right.
So
One
you
of my
need.
close friends to this day is Khalil Bowden from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Met him at a camp for aviation camp
Yep.
before we went to school.
Oh,
which-
back in like
yeah.
high school when you
Yeah,
go to
dude.
the summer
and we are
camp.
friends to this day because he is a real motherfucker. He will keep me in check.
Yeah, dude.
He know he can
It's what
come
you
to me and I will
need, too.
check him if he needs it.
When you need a guy who's like, hey man, you need to fucking shut up.
Yeah.
You need some. That is such good shit.
That dude is a real one. Same thing. I got I call him my cousin because we've been friends since we were like 0 years old. But Matt Carter, this dude, he will check me if I need it. I'll check him. We keep each other in check. My brother, like these are very people who I will call.
By the way, your
close
brother's
friends.
got some good music.
Dude, yeah, he's getting
Dude,
a following
he's
now.
getting good.
He was in.
He's good.
It's crazy. He was in Mexico last week.
What's his name? Quick, shout him out. What's
Benji Patterson. Everybody go check him out. He's on Spotify.
He's good, man.
He's definitely got some. He's got inspirational music.
I think he's good.
And like lyrically, I love his lyrics. A lot of it is more uplifting, especially for the youth. He targets the youth in getting their mindset out of this like
Victimhood mindset.
this victimhood mindset, but also the fact of like you have to be able to willing to just go get it and
That's
like
what I mean, like-
pursue it and like and do what you got to do to
You
make
can't,
yourself good.
right? Because like if you honestly just take what everyone's telling you, you would swear to God, like right now you shouldn't exist. According to the news, you don't exist.
Right.
You're in an inner city right
And
now,
so-
and you sell crack.
Yeah, and so he's doing really good. He's got a good TikTok following right now. And he was in Mexico, and he was at Costco in Mexico, of all places, in Cabo San Lucas.
Someone recognize him.
And some, like, Mexican kids came up and were like, hey, Benji? And we're shook and, like, taking pictures with him and shit.
Those are
Like,
the
it was
best
dope,
moments, dude.
yo, like,
Those are the
it's
best
cool.
moments. Your
All
first
over the
time getting
world.
recognized,
In
and
a
you're
different
like,
country.
yeah, dude.
Like, that's nuts, right? And so that was exciting
Dope.
to see.
Good boy.
But yeah,
That's the
he's
shit.
grinding.
Yeah,
He's
the
grinding.
kid.
He deserves it. He's
Yeah.
gonna be hitting
That's the thing.
big, yeah.
He deserves it because he's working for
He's
it.
putting that work
See
in.
that shit?
Yeah, dude.
Sometimes you want those little pellets that you can just, and it like darts through a little tube, and then they just lay down for 30 minutes.
Right. Quiet down.
Or
Yeah,
just
man.
one of those collars.
Right. It's crazy. Like
shit.
that's what's exciting. Is seeing like people like you, people like my brother, like who are putting this work in and like making a name for themselves in this crazy fucking world where it's harder than ever.
Dude,
I
it's
feel
so
like.
hard.
Like people are so disingenuous, just fake, that it is hard to get a genuine following from being your true self.
And doing it organically is
Right.
very impossible nowadays on social media.
Yeah.
Everything is paid promotion. So like when your shit goes out, like I will say, right, I have not spent a cent on paid promotion for this
Good.
podcast,
Yeah.
for my comedy, nothing. Everything I do is just word of mouth and just
Hell yeah.
like whatever you post or whatever, I guess.
Well,
and
you
like
gotta let me know if
so
you ever do a show in Arizona because I'm there.
I'm trying.
100%.
It's not easy right
Yeah.
now, but I'm trying. I'm trying to get into Texas. I'm almost into.
Let me know there. I got family there, so that's easy too.
Florida was very easy to get into, but I don't know if I want to go. To be
Yeah,
completely
wildin' down
honest
there.
with you,
They're wildin'
like,
in
I
Florida.
just don't know if I want to go. We'll see. That's it. They're just
They're out of
it's
pocket.
fucking whatever.
Yeah.
It's literally
Anything goes
fucking
down
whatever
there.
right
Yup.
there. And it was in a Miami club, and people get shot there a lot. And,
Oh.
like last time I left, this was in L.A., but like I left a club one time, and this dude was like, "Oh, dude, great comedy, man, great comedy," and just
Right.
shooting directly into his neck, talking to me, like, yeah, just shot up some
Yo,
whatever.
that's what I'm talking about. Florida's a different breed.
They don't care.
They're a different.
They'll
breed.
compliment you while shooting heroin into their neck. What the fuck is that?
Different
And
breed.
When I first get here, the first time I get here and the riots were going on originally, there was like 2 nights of riots here in Vegas. Some crackhead comes up to me at the gas station. He's talking about, oh, you go to see the festival up the road? No, mother, I didn't see the riot? That's not a festival. That's
The festival. Yo, that's what I just. Some people just in their own world, man, just living five and having a good fucking time. It's a festival to him. He's having a great time.
I did not see the festival. No. I
Damn,
saw a
that's
couple
funny.
people get shot, though. I think I saw that. I think I saw the gas station get
Yo,
burned down.
What do you think about Kenosha Kid, yo?
Yeah, dude.
Kyle, what are you thinking about him? Up in
Oh,
Wisconsin.
okay. What do I think about him? I think he killed my shroom dealer. I
Did
think
he
that.
actually?
So, indirectly, yes. My cousin's shroom dealer was the guy with the skateboard.
The guy with the skateboard was a dumbass for attacking the kid.
And
With a gun.
he shot him, and now we are dry on mushrooms. And
The trickle down effect.
the economics aren't looking good for me right now. They're just not. They're just not looking good. Yeah, so
You gotta be real dumb.
that's my
to
Kyle
go
story. That's how
assault
I'm
someone
connected
with
to that scene.
Yeah, like I feel like you gotta be a real dumbass to go and assault somebody who clearly has a rifle with a skateboard. Because that's a
that
deadly weapon at that
whole
point.
scene.
Yeah. You know, they've broken new news about it where it really was self-defense for that kid. He was there for work. He was, protecting.
I've been
local
kind of
businesses.
avoiding it, like, because it's so divisive that I didn't even want to. I didn't want to.
I look at it as a gun owner. When I look at it like that, sure you call me biased, but in
No.
that regard, it was self-defense. Should he have been there? Probably not. Should he have gone home instead of going from work to?
Can you pull your mic forward?
Oh yeah. I'm so bad.
If you
at
want,
that.
you can twist that little thing there, and it
This one here?
slides.
Oh, perfect. Okay, let's do this. There we go. Yeah, no, I don't think he should have been there at 17.
No,
But at the same time, he probably felt attached to the city because he worked there every day.
that
like,
and his mom brought him there.
yeah. Well, his mom brought him to work. He was there with his friends after work.
So
He
what?
Was, he was working that day.
Okay, so where did he work?
He's a lifeguard,
He's a lifeguard.
which is
okay.
why he was running around doing medical on a bunch of the protesters. Which is why the whole argument that my biggest thing is
So
like,
okay, so he's
I
a
hate-
lifeguard.
I hate when people are called white supremacists when they're not.
I didn't. Wait, he been called a white supremacist?
They made.
For what? What did he do that was white supremacy related?
He shot Black Lives Matter protesters.
Yeah, but they were white people too.
Exactly.
Fuck out of here then.
This is my problem. But like the issue for me was like.
Unless you see a dude
they
coming
dragged
over
this
horseback with
child-
robes and shit.
Right, they dragged this child through the mud because he shot some people. But when it comes down to it, it turns out they just arrested the guy who caused the first shooting. So what happened
Yeah,
was
in the parking lot.
that
Over.
one pedophile dude was chasing Kyle, right?
I love that we know him as the pedophile guy. I'd
He
like
was.
to point that out.
He was.
He called himself a victim, and everyone's like, "You rape kids!
You rape
Fuck
fucking kids,
you!"
dude.
And
I have no sympathy
immediately,
for that
everyone's
guy.
like, "Shoot him again!"
Yeah, I have no sympathy for that guy. Okay, so he was chasing the dude with the gun, idiot from the jump, and some other guy shot a warning shot in the air. Well,
No,
Kyle sees.
Stop.
Yeah, Kyle
That's a
sees
gun
this-
shooting,
Yep,
man.
Kyle sees this dude chasing him when a gunshot go off, and the guy reaches out to try and get his gun, and he's yelling, "I'm gonna beat your ass!" This, that, shoots him. Right? He immediately tries to render aid, because he's trained in first aid, and the crowd chases him away, because they're like, "That guy just shot him, get him!" Like, so of course he has to run. Those other two guys chase him. He trips. One dude with the skateboard hits him over the head with the skateboard. That's assault with a deadly weapon at that point, because the skateboard is easily able to kill somebody. He gets killed. And then the other guy is a felon in possession of a handgun who
Yeah.
still has not been charged.
Right.
So for anybody trying to tell me about gun laws working, there it is, a failure
Yeah.
of a current gun law in the books that did not work.
Not
a
only that-
felon with a gun who threatened another kid with a gun, and he got his arm blown off.
Not only did it not
rightfully so.
work, it's not even enforced, and it's in like the broad daylight. So like, don't come at me.
This is my problem, too, like-
Enforcing gun laws you choose to enforce.
Yeah.
They make laws so that they can choose to fuck people over
And
when they
only
choose to.
fuck people over who are minorities, poor.
Yeah, someone who can't fight back,
That's
basically.
it. Yeah.
Yep. And
That's
like,
it.
outnumbered people.
That's it.
Yep.
To keep our prison industrial
Yep.
complex going strong.
Yep. Which, okay, there was
Shout out to America.
I would like to point out, so one of my friends is running for Congress in Missouri.
Sweet.
So
Is he a freedom-minded individual?
he is, very
We'd love
much
to see
so.
it.
Very much so.
So shout that guy out. I hope you win.
Yeah, he's going to do great. Anyway, his opponent tweeted something pretty stupid. And
We love to see it.
yeah, it happens all the time. And of course, he capitalizes on it. So she tweeted something like she wants to totally defund the Pentagon, because that's the hot topic right now, is to just get rid of it, which is that's just what we do now. Like, if something's bad, just get rid of the cops. Bye. So yeah, so instead of like maybe we should cut 3% and we gotta defund the Pentagon, and he's like, okay, so what, everyone's gone. So what, we just cut all these? So like the jobs, it's bye. Right, so there's
Fuck America, right? No
dude,
defense.
There's a fine line. Like, the industrial complex is, when people say that, and when I'm against, is us picking wars with stupid people all the time to keep the machine going.
And that's the hardest thing to balance, because without like the government being directly in control of the complex, it's greed that takes over.
But the difference is when we're talking about, like, you take like 5% here and there. I don't think people remember $500 billion is poof. Gone. Boop. Where'd it go? That, like, nothing. No receipt.
Yep.
No one even has a fucking
I think it's
clue.
like trillions that they've been misplaced now.
I'm talking about the most recent one. I'm not talking
in one
talking
go.
about during the audit. The
In
audit
one
was
go.
like $5 trillion was missing.
Yeah, just missing. Like, who the fuck?
Gone. I'm
Give
talking
me
about
some of that.
So they were doing they were in the Senate. They were reviewing Obama sending cash to Iran, because he sent pallets of cash to Iran apparently.
Yep.
And
As part of that Iran deal.
yeah, it's great. So it's perfect. And when they were investigating that, it came up with obviously a bunch of other shit, because why not?
Yeah. I miss anti-war Democrats.
What's that?
Republicans have always been warmongers, but I miss anti-war Democrats.
Remember those, when they would walk up to like National Guard people and put like a flower in the gun?
Yeah, I miss that.
Yeah. Nowadays, you fucking Nazi! Ah! Like, everything's a Nazi, everything's racist,
They don't
everyone's
understand
sexist.
how like calling everything and everyone racist.
Dude,
and
it makes the
that
term
aren't,
not worth shit anymore,
it's
man.
invalidated the word.
Right, it's
a
because
joke.
like remember when we were kids and we used to think saying the word fuck was cool, but now we say it all the time. So
And
it's
it's
just
just a
like
level
saying
of
fucking.
expression, it's just
Now it's
another
just a
expression
word
word,
that you
yeah.
have. Right, there's like one word left that you can't say, and that's cunt. Like, that's the last.
Unless you're in Australia.
Right. Unless everything.
Cheeky
Yeah,
cunt.
cunt. Dude, they call cigarettes over there like cunts.
Yeah.
You got a
Everything's
cunt
a
on you?
cunt.
You got a cunt? Like, what? A smoke. You got one?
I fucking love
a
Australians.
cigarette.
They're hilarious.
I don't. No, I don't. But I did. What did you say?
Right.
It takes a couple times. Like,
Wait a minute.
yeah, can't. Yeah, and they say it with like an O.
Right.
Like, can't.
Literally, they're the south of the European Union. They're like the South Britain, like south of England.
Dude.
That's how I imagine Australians.
What's going on with these fires?
Poor management of natural resources.
So we have what? We have Colorado and California, Oregon.
Yep.
Nevada's out now. Nevada doesn't have any fires anymore. I think we're done. I think we're good.
A lot of these states, I feel like, don't understand the value of, and I'm no expert in what's the word?
Wildland firefighting?
Wildlife management. But from people that I've talked to, that like friends of mine who have studied this or work actively in this field,
Yep.
a lot of these states where you see these huge active fires have the worst methodology when it comes to wildlife management. They don't work on pruning out,
all the old dead shit.
Yep.
Yep.
They don't work on any of that because they've caved to these environmentalists who don't have any idea what the fuck they're talking
Dude,
about.
the majority of environmentalists hate the fact that hunters exist, and that's all you need to know.
Except
about,
that hunters are massively
that's what I'm saying.
Contributory
Like,
to...
That's all you need to know
Yeah.
about that. Like,
Right.
They are fighting the only people actively funding wildlife protection.
Funding it and participating
I don't think people get, like, okay, let's go back to that fucking Cecil the lion that nobody knew existed till the dentist shot him. So this fucking lion that no one cared about he was on the market for 2 years before this dentist came along and picked up the tag. He paid $250,000 to a sanctuary to take out a dying, aggressive one that has killed two other tigers or lions or whatever the fuck. Killed 2 other lions, and it's probably going to keep killing more lions. It's old. It can't reproduce.
Yep.
It's aggressive. It's causing too many problems. And some rich asshole from America wants to come shoot it for $250K that can feed the rest of these guys.
Right, because they don't understand where that money goes.
No.
$250,000 gets distributed among the local tribes. The sanctuary, it helps protect the animals and pay the people who work there to protect poaching.
Them. It gets fences up around the animals. All sorts of shit. All sorts of shit.
Yep,
But
100%.
killing animal bad. What do you think's gonna happen to you when you? What's gonna happen to you
Those
one
same
day?
people
You're
who
gonna
kill-
survive
who-
forever?
Right, who are anti-animal killing, who are vegans, things like that. And this is not all vegans. I was vegan for 6 months. You know, like, there is value to it at some point if it's for you, right? It's a personal
That's the
choice.
thing. If it's for you, you don't have to go to Walmart and put roses on the
Any
goddamn
vegan
beef.
that I see eating anything or using anything that has any palm oil or soy oil or almonds or anything that actively harms our environment more than cows do,
Yep.
you have no fucking voice.
Right.
And the fact that they're disingenuous about the fact, and that's why I stopped being vegan. 2 reasons. I went on a cruise and they had good food and I was like, fuck this. And the other reason was that once I had started researching into how much deforestation happens and all of the types of animals that are killed in farming plants,
Yep.
and all of the
And it's all monocropped.
right, it's all monocropped. It destroys forests, which we need for
Destroys the forest.
health of the planet.
The soil under it.
Yeah,
It just like you
Right.
can't plant like.
it's like, okay, your points are invalid.
Yeah.
Because your side of the argument is equally
But the problem is
detrimental.
But the problem is that their voice is equally weighed.
Right.
Fuck. Why do they get to have a why? Where
Everybody should have that voice, honestly, I think. I don't think there's ever too much voice someone have. I think the problem lies more in the fact of people trying to limit what people can say.
No, I mean in the sense that like, okay, we go to the rules table and you got a guy who's saying that the clouds are gonna drop acid tomorrow and all sorts of shit. He's allowed to have that voice, but I'm not gonna make policy on it. We're still gonna go off this facts.
That's what I'm talking about. That's where I'm trying to tie that into. That's what is directly contributing to this wildlife mismanagement in
Right.
these states. You look at a lot of them, they're liberally run, and liberally backed is, you know, these animal people.
Dude, just look at
It's
Illinois
fine.
and California.
No one. I'm not a supporter of sport hunting or abusing animals for abuse.
No.
Right. If you're trophy hunting and you're not using the meat, or you're trophy hunting, like if you're trophy hunting and you give the meat to your local community, your local food shelter, and they use the parts of the meat, that's fine because that's not a wasted animal.
Right.
That's valuable meat. You know, you can kill one elk and it'll feed a family of 5 for a year or two.
When Cecil was shot and killed, they took literally everything. Including the teeth.
Yeah, and they made it into weapons. And
All that he
like,
got
yeah.
to keep was the fur.
Yep.
So like it was like
And
PVC pipes and shit in there.
Right, and they would also usually keep the fur if the
Yeah.
the hunter didn't, you know, want to keep it.
If
You
you
know,
pay $250K for it. Honestly, like no one is saying that these guys aren't assholes. Listen, it takes a special asshole to think killing a giraffe would be fun. Like whether you know whatever. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about if someone's an asshole. We're talking about it as if it's good for the fucking
Everyone, the
conservation
collective.
of the group. Like,
Right.
It's good for the collective of that tribe. That is what should be done.
Yep.
And it doesn't take a bunch of white Americans to be all outraged at what the Africans do.
Right.
Stop pillaging Africa.
This
We've
is my
done it
thing.
enough. Leave them
this
alone.
is my thing too. Yeah, people talking about that. It's like Native Africans have been doing the same thing for millennia.
Well, it's
because
again.
that's a way of life.
Again,
that's how you survive.
It's Western life thinking we know more. You can't shoot them.
It's this pandering
Dude,
bullshit.
that is
yeah.
what they live there, man. They live there. That's where the lions come
It's
from.
like, why are Americans who live here and have probably never been to Africa, never will go to Africa, don't know the ways of life there,
or even
don't
if we're
know
offered the trip, probably wouldn't even go, thinking it's because every
I spent
American
2.5 weeks in Africa, and I barely know anything about Rwanda, and I was there for 2.5 weeks, and I would love to go back so I
Dude,
could spend months there.
How
to
many
learn.
people still think that Africa is like just a fucking wasteland?
Oh, bro, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And because you go in your textbook and all you see about Africa
It's
is
poverty
the fucking
and-
pyramids
yep.
and the goddamn kids living in the newspaper tents and shit. Like
Impoverished tribes,
that's
things like
all
that. and
you
it's
see.
like-
You never see like the rising skyscrapers.
and I was guilty of that because it was all I had known. When I stepped off the plane, and I went to Kigali, Rwanda for work for a couple weeks, right? When I stepped off the plane, I was shocked to see how normal, modern, Western,
Yeah.
quote unquote, you know, European, quote unquote,
Modernized life.
looking the town was,
Yeah.
or the city was. And sure, they had the rural parts of town, which were more traditional in my sense of thinking. But it was amazing. And like Rwanda is dope. They have one of the most popular phones in Africa is made in Rwanda. It's a booming economy for sciences and aviation,
Which is crazy.
Is booming there.
That's in Rwanda?
Yeah, they had
That's fucking
they have
crazy.
a company there that was the first company in the world, I think, to use drones for medical
dude,
organ delivery
I
in
saw
a
that.
successful way.
Didn't I don't want to speak out. Didn't they just have a genocide like 15 years ago?
20 or 30 years ago, yeah,
But still,
in the 80s, I think it was.
pretty recent.
Right, and the thing is, the way they own that, but also have rebounded and like come to value each other's lives after that, and how genuine it was, is amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
It's incredible.
30 years?
30 years they had that turnaround.
What happened in Germany 30 years after the war? Like, we had walls up, we had the fucking Checkpoint Charlie incident, everyone, get the fuck out of here, this is my Berlin.
We're still arresting Nazis today.
I know.
Like, so it's like, that's wild. And same thing goes for like Kenya, beautiful.
So
I've heard.
I guess being modernized means holding a grudge for 100 years. I guess that's what that means.
fucking ridiculous.
Just keep bombing each other all the
But
time.
that's what I mean. Like, there's so much that people here in America have been just propagandized to believe that they're misled on, that they don't know. I've been to 30 countries in the last three
You've
and a
been
half
to
years.
30 countries?
In the last 3.5 years.
How many have you been to total?
30, like 5 or 37.
You're crazy. That's so many countries. I've never been.
And most of the ones that I'd already been to is like Mexico and the Caribbean.
I've been to like 3 countries.
No, I like to travel. So
I like to. I can't afford that shit. Tried to
the
get
only
a-
reason I can is because of my job.
I tried to get a job at Delta, and they
Yeah.
were like, "Yeah, man, actually, we're actually laying people off. We're
Yeah.
actually not hiring people."
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
not going to work for a few years. But I had the ability.
Yeah, to just
And-
go see it all.
And so for me, it was like, why would I waste this opportunity? That's what it
Right.
was. It was an opportunity for me, my brother. We both have done it, and we go everywhere together.
Does he
and
work?
Like,
Does he work for Delta too?
no, but he's on my benefits.
Oh, okay, so you get like a family plan too.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So my parents have him, and he gets him as my companion.
Dope.
And so for me, it was like I had this opportunity. One, I have a downtime. It was during the downtime of my life. Like, I wasn't really doing much for work. Like, I was working at Delta a lot.
Right.
But other than that, I wasn't really pursuing my aviation thing at the time. I was kind of taking a break from it. And then so I had all this free time. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go trip around the world.
I would just point out before we go any further. You said you took free time between finishing something.
Yeah.
Hear that, everyone? Just because you quit something doesn't mean you can't finish it.
Yeah, it was more like I was like at one point I was waiting for one thing to pan out. It didn't pan out, so I
Yeah.
stuck to what I was doing currently because it gave me a kind of a peace of mind, and I just figured out what I wanted to do, and then I went and did that when I got to that time.
People our age think we have to have it all figured out by 25.
Fuck no.
Because
I'm 25.
your
and I'm
whole
like,
life, what do you hear about your parents? When are you gonna figure it out? What does that fucking mean? Figure it out. That means that you want me to take a job that you approve of, so that you can go tell your friends how successful your child is.
my mom is extremely
That is what
successful.
that means.
You know, from my point of view, she's extremely successful in her industry. She's been in it for 30 years. She's very high
Fuck
up
yeah,
now.
dude.
She's worked her way from the bottom to the top, and even she tells me she's still figuring it out.
Yeah.
So, this idea that young people have to have everything sorted, have their whole life together,
Right.
create a family,
Dude,
all this
Oprah
stuff.
filed bankruptcy at 23. Like, I don't think people are... She was fired from TV at 25. Oprah fucking Winfrey, who has her own network now, was fired from TV. Entirely canned from television.
Yep.
Don't come back. We don't like your auditions. Seriously, don't ever come back.
Right.
She was like, bitch, bet. Came back a couple times and got her own
Now she's a
fucking
billionaire,
show.
so, haha.
Not only did she get her own fucking show, she has a private jet. She's got a goddamn magazine. She's got a cooking show. She's
Several
got
billion
She's
dollars,
got
like-
Gail to make all her fucking food for her. She's got whatever she fucking wants. Oprah has it all, man. She doesn't need a fucking husband.
Hell
She's
yeah,
got
dude.
Gail.
That's
all
right. And that's what I mean. It's like, so I took that opportunity, and honestly, I had 4 or 5 trips that I was going to do this year too. Budget trips. Like, these aren't expensive trips. I would go places for a day or two because I didn't have a lot of money.
Right.
I think I've spent maybe $2,000 between 30 countries total. I would go on day trips because I was blessed to have the ability to be able to make sense of a day trip to a foreign country.
Yeah.
Right? I've been to Amsterdam 18 times.
Damn.
So it's like,
That's
but-
fucking dope.
but I would go for 5 hours. I wouldn't pay for a hotel.
Oh, I see. So
I'd
you
get a
day
meal.
trip it.
Yeah, I'd go there on the plane, get off, walk around town, see what I could see, explore as much as I could in a set amount of time, and I'd leave.
That's where my grandparents, when they came over on the boat, that's where they set sail from. The Nazis were invading.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's how my family got here.
No, it makes
the
sense.
Nazis were invading, and they were like, "We're getting the fuck out of here."
And there's still, like, all it has taught me, like, being... and some of these places I've spent more time. So, like, I've spent days in you know, like, 2 weeks in Africa. I've got, you know... So, like, not everything was short trips. But, like, all traveling to those 30 countries has shown me is that the world is so much bigger than Americans especially realize, because we are so isolated as a country. We have states. So, like, Europe, they're used to other countries, interacting with other countries because they're all under... Their states are countries.
Yep.
You know, it's the size of the U.S., but it's countries instead of
Every
states.
state is a country.
Right.
And then
And
they
so-
make up the Union, which we make up as a
And
country.
it's just
They
as
make up the
easy to
European
get up
Union.
to...
Yeah.
I mean, to get to those places as it is for me to drive from Arizona like I did to
Yeah.
Nevada, right?
With an EU passport.
But
and
it's
shit,
a
right?
totally different country, right? And
Right.
so all that's done has, one, it's spiked my interest in traveling. I want nothing more to do, honestly. If I could drop everything and travel the rest of my life, I probably would.
That'd be
because
dope.
there's so much to learn
Make
in
a
other
traveling
places.
blog on YouTube, dude.
Yeah, dude. And, like,
Make
I
videos
actually
and
have no
shit.
interest in that.
No?
No, when I travel, I want almost nothing to do with distractions.
Just want to
from
experience
that.
it?
Yep.
It's
I'll
like,
take a few
dude,
pictures of
I
like the
that.
nice
it's
stuff.
like going
and
to a
then-
concert with a dude who has their cell phone up the whole time recording the band. It's
And-
like, just be at the concert,
And
dude.
like, I'm one
And
who's
YouTube
always
that
on my
shit.
phone. I'm very social on my phone. I talk to most of my friends on my phone because I've moved around so much. I have a lot of people
Hey,
in
man.
different places, right? So I'm always on my
You're
phone.
preaching to the choir, man. I get you.
But when I travel, I'm not.
Right.
I get on my phone to take pictures at a couple big places, and then I'm there. I want to talk to the locals. I want to like
See the
experience the,
place,
food.
man.
I want to, invest in the culture, myself
Right.
into the culture, so that I can get something from it. And I would go back to every country I've been to 2 or 3 times over before I feel like I've been there enough to where I
See,
don't want to.
Most Americans believe that history began on 1776. Like
really do.
Every American. Before that, nothing cool happened. After 1776, all the cool shit started happening. Before that, though, everything sucked. There weren't any channels
Right.
on TV. Everything was gay. Like, that's what Americans were before that, dude.
Right, dude. And so, yeah, like, traveling has been one of the biggest blessings in my life, one of the biggest eye-opening, like, things for me, mentally, spiritually, like, all of it,
Yeah.
because I have found so much value in the people that I've met and the cultures that I've gotten to experience
Yeah, and
outside
I'm sure
of
you
the
made
US.
friends too while you were over in places too. Which,
Dude,
dude,
yeah.
making friends in foreign countries
100%.
is the shit.
I've got friends in other countries that I've never even been to now because of that. Because, Europe, it's so easy to travel. Like, I'll meet people from, Germany while I'm in London.
Yep.
We hang out for a few days, and then it's like, cool, now
Dude,
we're friends. Now I've
some
got
of
somebody
my-
to go see.
Some of my best friends were from Germany.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of them in like 3 years.
Yeah.
And still
And
talk
so,
to
like,
them all the time.
I hate
Shout
when
out
people
Felix,
ask
what's
me.
up, dude?
Yeah, like, I hate when people ask me, like, well, what's your favorite place you've been to? I'm like, I have...
Planet Earth.
I have favorite things about every place I've been to
Yeah.
that it makes it hard to me to be able to say,
It's like saying
I
what's
have
your
a
favorite
single-
song. I
Right.
don't fucking know, dude.
Right.
There's so many good songs out there, dude.
Right.
Shit. But it's about the lens you put on too before you go.
Yep.
A lot of people are gonna go like if you take.
And I also
you ever
haven't seen enough.
You ever seen Parks and Rec with Ron Swanson when he goes and visits Europe? And he's like, "Oh, a clock tower. We don't have any of those in America."
Right.
Like if you have that type of attitude, you're gonna fucking hate everywhere you go.
Yep.
Like when I went to New York with some friends and I had to buy my way to go to that trip. I had to pay for it, and it was expensive. A lot of my friends didn't. A lot of their parents just sent them on the trip.
Right.
And they're like, "Why are we going to a church?" It's like, okay, first of all, this is the cathedral. Abe Lincoln is buried here. No, not Abe Lincoln. Anne Frank is buried here. Helen Keller's buried here. Fucking FDR is buried. So that's why we're going to the cathedral, dickhead.
Right.
We're not going to a church. What are you talking about?
Right,
Like,
this is not some
everyone's
religious
like,
experience for you. This
just
is a
colored
historical
glass
thing.
on the wall.
Right.
What the fuck do you mean, just colored glass? How long that took to make that
Well,
fucking...
like I'm not Catholic, right? So.
Oh, no. I'm not a pedophile either.
Right.
So, like, I get it. I get it, man. It's,
Right, and so like, and
I
when
can
it
still
comes
appreciate their art and their calendar that they made. They made a hell of a calendar. I appreciate the
to,
Gregorian
right.
calendar. Use
No,
it every
and,
day.
like, I'm a Christian. I'm non-denominational, and I'm proud about it.
Sure.
I will never try and cram my beliefs down anyone's throat because that doesn't work.
Yeah, it's very
That's
American of you.
stupid. I'm too freedom-minded for that. Do what you fucking want. I don't care.
Dude, it's like
But-
turning on the headlights or the brights.
Right,
Headlights
but,
are good,
like,
brights are not.
Seeing the Vatican was one of the coolest experiences of my
Never
life.
been there. I really want to go
Just
there.
for the historical context. I'm a big history kind of guy.
Yeah, dude.
Just the historical context alone, it was incredible.
Yeah,
I want to go
dude.
back.
I kind of want to Liam Neeson it and break into shit, you know, like Just like go into the archives and start reading some shit.
I feel like those Vatican police, the papal police or whatever they're called, like
Yeah.
they'd kill you.
I like open one of the books and I'm like, I risked my life to open the book and it's written in Hebrew. I can't even read it. Oh shit!
You gotta risk
Like-
life and anus to go and become one of the papal boys to get into some of the secret shit so you can see stuff.
And just starts like, just like sneaking readings. You just gotta be the,
Anus?
Yeah, life
Yeah.
and anus. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
yeah, the altar
a
boy,
bunch of fucking
otherwise
old
known
creeps
as
there.
otherwise known as the altar boy.
The altar boys. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I call them table boys, but
Same
altar
thing.
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you help
Those
me?
dudes.
Oh God, what does that mean?
Yeah, I mean,
I
it'd be
need
cool to
help
see that kind
filling
of
out
back
these
stuff.
forms. Does
Yeah.
that mean I have to suck your dick again, Father to Stevens? Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to fill out more
Don't even
forms
get me
if
started
that's
on
what
the
it means.
egregiousness of the Catholic Church. It's fucking disgusting.
Dude,
a lot
I
of
have
the
so
shit
many
they
friends that
cover
are
up.
like, it's not everyone. No, but it's like a good 15-20% of the popes, which is a pretty healthy amount.
that and the fact that they covered up everyone.
Listen, if 20% of the DMV raped people when they came in, we would be shutting down the DMV so fucking quick. If you heard Little League Baseball was raping 20% of the kids, you would be like, dude, we are shutting down Little League Baseball.
Boy Scouts
we
now.
need to figure this out. Boy Scouts have an unbelievable amount of lawsuits, which is why they changed their name to try to avoid some
They're
of
also
it.
going bankrupt, I'm pretty sure,
Yeah,
right now.
because they rape people. Like that's
Yep.
what happens when you rape people. You go bankrupt because
They
you
just
shouldn't
weren't
fucking
good at
rape.
covering it up like the Catholic Church.
Well, it's not that they weren't good at it. They didn't threaten people enough. Like,
That's what I mean.
I guess, yeah,
They
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
employ
They
the
did.
tactics that you need to
Listen
cover
me.
up
They
your-
didn't
your
threaten people
pedophilia.
enough. Like they didn't send out enough law. Yeah, no, dude, it's pretty sad. It's pretty fucking sad.
And just it's upsetting
And,
because it's
and
like
what I find
defenseless
sad,
people.
I just find it sad that people would rather attack me for shitting on them for raping people than also be
Attacking
like,
them.
hey, don't rape people. Because they'll be like, rape is bad, but the church also has done a lot of good. Oh, really? Which crusades was the best?
Right.
Which one?
Right.
Like, listen, I get it. Christianity is good in faith. Christianity in practice has been awful, just like most religions.
And that's the thing. It's like I feel like Christians today.
Faithism
I catch
is good.
so much flack when I come after
Dude,
Christians.
faith is good. Religion's terrible. Faith is great. You
That's
go
it.
be a faith-filled. Dave Chappelle is a Muslim. Okay, and he's the best goddamn person on the planet.
Right.
You know, I don't know. Just don't be a dick.
It-
That's all it comes down to. Fuck.
I don't really ever criticize other religions,
No.
right? Because I don't have a personal connection to them. I don't find that I have any value to add
Yeah,
by
dude.
doing it. As a Christian, I come after Christians, and I'm no perfect Christian. Let me make that abundantly clear.
I don't
Okay,
think
I'm a
anyone
sinner.
is.
I'm a sinner. I admit that. I have my flaws I need
Yeah,
to
dude.
work on.
I
and-
touch myself at night. Happens sometimes. I'm a sinner. I'm a
It's an
sinner.
everyday battle, right? But
I'm
at
a
the same
sinner.
time, most religious douchebaggery Christians today don't understand that Christianity is more about a personal one-on-one relationship with
Right,
God.
dude. The Bible's a
and
how-to
treating
guide for you.
people with respect and love. That is it.
The Bible isn't law for the land. It's a
It's law
how-to guide for you.
Yeah, it's a guide for you.
Yeah, and a lot of people forgot that.
Yeah. And they try and impose it on other people when that is missing the mark completely.
And that's
Christianity
but
works when it's a personal thing.
That's historically though. That's
Yeah.
been going on since the Protestant days when
100%.
Martin Luther was like, "Hey, I don't think the Pope is in our best interest here. It looks like the
That's
emperor-"
why I don't like any of the denominations of
Right.
Christianity, because I'm like, you guys are all adding shit that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
It doesn't add any value.
Yeah,
It actually just
they
makes
take the
people hate
Bible
it
and then
more.
they add a book to the front and a book to the back.
Yep.
And it's like you can't fucking do
I'm
that.
pretty sure the Bible says don't do that. Maybe.
The Bible says don't do that, but I dress in white and call myself Father, so I'm allowed to.
It might have done that for a reason.
I'm allowed to be called Pope, and I wear a bunny hat, and I dress around in these weird robes, and like these clowns with spears stand by me while I stand in front of an exploding Christ behind me. And then I'm gonna tell you what to do as I cover up child rape.
It is.
And
It's
and,
crazy.
and then people are like, we need to listen to that guy. That's what we should be doing.
And it's so easy to see why that religious tone of Christianity is wrong. Jesus himself, if you call yourself a Christian and you believe in the teachings of Jesus Christ, the life of Jesus Christ, how he led by example, the man came, he cursed religious people, the
Yep.
Pharisees, he called them out on their bullshit, and then he showed utter love and kindness and restraint to the societal rejects, the rapists, the tax collectors, the prostitutes,
Right.
the abusers, and he showed them through grace, which is the whole teaching of Christ is grace.
Right.
None of us are worthy. All of us can accept it.
Be humble.
Right.
Right.
And none of us have anything we can do on this planet. We are never too good to deserve the grace of God, but we all have access to the grace of God and the ability to believe in and accept the grace of God, because that is what the grace of God is. And like, it's a personal thing. It's personal.
Giving me chills over
Yo,
here.
and this is my thing. Is it frustrates me seeing Christians, attacking people for their sins, because that pushes people. As a Christian person myself, some of the greatest internal peace of mind that I've garnered is from my faith in God, and I want people to experience that through their own personal connection with God. And so for me to see other Christians attacking people and tearing people down for things that Jesus himself would not judge them for, would forgive them on the spot for, is fucking annoying. It's frustrating.
Right.
It pisses me off, because you're doing more to prevent people, in my point of view, from finding God's joy and his peace of mind and his forgiveness and his grace than you are bringing them to that. And it's so annoying. It makes me want to just, it's like, shut the fuck up. You're not helping.
When I was in church, there was something my pastor, who was actually my pastor my whole life since, killed himself, believe it or not, which is, people don't know, pastor suicide is really big right now.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yep.
I never realized how big it is. It's rampant right now. It's really bad. But he was basically saying, like, he brought a pair of headlights onto the stage and brought up somebody and was like, all right, just look at these headlights. And he's like, seems fine, right? And he's like, just talking to him normally. And then he started to scream in the microphone and turn the headlights on and just super overwhelm him. And he's like, did you like that? And he's like, no. He's like, that's what it sounds like when you start screaming at people for not being Christian. And it was like,
exactly.
Like just the ultimate hammer got dropped.
Yeah. And it's like,
you're overwhelming them. And when people are overwhelmed, what do? They go back to what they know in their safety blanket, and they push everything they don't know away.
Yep. And that's the thing. They claim at the same time that they know the teachings of Jesus. The story of the prostitute that was about to get stoned, right? Mm-hmm. And all Jesus had to do was say, yeah, stone her as long as you haven't sinned. And none of them could, right? Because we're not perfect. We're the perfect person, faith-wise, for me, is Jesus Christ, right? He came and he walked that walk and he talked that talk.
Well, even him personally admits he's made mistakes. Like,
and it's like, for me, it's like, if perfection embodied, personified, can do that, it's not hard for you to be okay with being imperfect. For me, it's not a difficult thing to be real with myself. I don't. Who am I fooling? Everybody else can see I'm not perfect. Why the fuck would I try and convince myself that I am? And so, that's the other thing. People misunderstand the word sin. Sin in God's eyes is sin.
Period.
Murder is murder.
Everything's a felony.
Is the same though.
Everything's
in God's
a felony.
eye, yeah, everything's a felony. It's the same, and that's hard for people to understand because we have this idea of like morality that we try and enforce.
Our law system
right,
first.
and we have our exactly, but that's not how it works.
Nope.
Sin is sin.
But that's not. Humans do our laws first.
Yeah.
Like
my pastor said something cool the other day. He's like, people don't go to hell for sin; they go to hell for unbelief. That's all it is. That's it. And it's like, as a Christian, I'm not telling you that to try and scare you into believing in God.
No.
Because you going to hell, what I believe you might go to hell for, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I believe in God. I believe I'm going to go to heaven. Do I want to see you there? Of course. That's something that you have to find on your own.
I want it to be like at the fucking train station when you get off the train and everyone's waiting there. I got my bags right here. And everyone's like, get your fucking bags in here.
Right.
Like, that's what I fucking... But you don't want
have to choose it.
Right.
I can't force you.
You don't want to
care about
drive
forcing
to
you.
the fucking north end of town and fall into the grain. You know, you just don't.
Nope. And it's not my place to force you. You have to find that on your own and do what you want to do in your life. That's why God also gave us free choice.
Do you know, have you ever heard of Peter Lenz, Bill Lenz?
No.
They run like the Lens. I'm trying to think of it. Bob Lenz. Have you ever heard of him? Speaker Bob Lenz?
I don't know why
Big
all
dude.
those names sound familiar.
Big dude Bob Lenz.
But I just don't know where I'd pin them down to.
Well, like, he's from... Oh, I'm going to show that video later. Bob Lenz. So Bob Lenz is from my hometown area, and I'm trying to talk to him too, but he's like... He's the brother of my pastor who's killed himself, and he has something called Life Promotions, where he goes into schools and, like, all the kids who basically go home and get the shit kicked out of them, he tries to, like, show them, hey, man, it's not always going to be like this. Like, Come to
Right.
Life Promotions. Like, just come have fun with us. We'll fucking chill. You can talk to me. I'm not gonna hit you. You can talk to me. He's like trying to be like he's trying to be like the
He's a
dad.
positive example in
He's
the
trying to
world.
be the dad or the brother or the anything that everyone's always needed.
Right,
Which is kind of
and
like what
lacks.
I've always tried to. Like, I always try to present myself as the friend everyone's always needed. Like,
Right.
if I always needed somebody to be there, like if someone's reaching out to me, like just pretend it's you needing help real quick, and would you want that person to call you back? Probably.
Right.
You know,
And that's what it is. It's
Even if
mutual
you
respect.
can't actually help them,
And that's a tenet of Christianity.
Just
like,
listen.
treat others how you would love to be treated.
but it doesn't
They don't
happen
have to
very
treat
often.
you. That's what I mean, though. I don't have to be treated nicely by people that I'm going to choose to treat nicely, because at my core, I'm going to try my best, and I'm human, so I'm going to fuck that up. But
Right.
I'm going to do my best to treat people how I want them to treat me. I don't expect them to treat me anyway,
Right.
but I'm going to still go above and beyond whenever I can to treat them in a kind, respectful manner, because that's how I want to be treated.
Right.
You know?
deserve to be treated.
Right.
And that's
And
how
everybody
they
deserves
deserve
that.
to be treated.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. And the thing
Fucking-
is, you don't know somebody's background. You don't know that they were beat for their whole life as a child, and that's why they're mean.
Almost everybody I've met has some sort of a trauma that they can't get over.
Right, and that also leads them to committing traumas a lot of the time too. And it's like, I feel like people would be amazed if they took those people and they just gave them some genuine kindness and some
Even if you just listened,
right,
just let them vent.
right.
Let them get it out. A lot of them just have a bunch of pent up shit they want to talk about.
Yep.
And they get
Just
angry
empathize.
physically at other things because they don't have anyone to vent to. Or that. Oh, just talk to people, man.
Yep. Yeah. 100%.
On that note, we're almost at 3 hours, so we got to watch this video before the timer
Dude,
runs
we
out.
are cooking.
Okay, this is getting the worst haircut I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Why would you pay for this? Guys, ducking out of the way.
Getting the motherfucking cigarette. He's still dumping soap on his hands. This dude's haircut. That's all he does. He just hits people. Get that. He's got his hair. So what we're watching is in a barber. People are listening. This is a barber shop, and there's just some dude
Just out of
just
pocket.
assaulting his fucking client.
Yo. God, that is egregiously funny.
Who would do that?
Who would go there on a regular basis?
Oh,
I don't know. Couldn't be me.
and this is the only one that's gonna scar you because you're gonna get scarred.
What is
You want to go for that?
And that's the video.
Oh my god,
That was the video.
dude!
I have so many questions.
That's not what I expected.
No.
No.
No, most people don't.
Man, this was so much fucking fun, dude. It is so good to see you.
Listen, man, we have 1 minute until it cuts out. It was good seeing you, everyone. This is Daniel Patterson once again. And do you want people to follow you, or do you not want people to follow you?
No, I don't. I don't want any fame.
All right,
I don't
hey,
want any...
don't follow him on social media.
I think I said that last time too.
Yeah,
I
I
was
don't
like,
think-
nah,
no,
you're not
no,
gonna
no,
get my
no, no,
social.
no.
I only
No.
let people I know and personally have a connection with follow
Yeah,
me on
you don't
social
need to.
media.
You don't need to follow him. You can listen to him when he comes on my show next time.
But
I'm
definitely
guessing
will
there'll be a
here
next
again.
time. I'm hoping.
There definitely will. Yeah.
All right, thank you, everyone. See ya.